Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRFA. I'm Norm Rodriguez, joined by Jason Sample. Tonight's game features your Jamestown Tarp Skunks hosting the Elmira Pioneers. A reminder, support for WRFA's coverage of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball is provided in part by Schultz Auto Group, the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, the Reg Lene Center for the Arts, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting's American Rescue Plan Stabilization Grant. So, Jason, Skunks are on a bit of a roll here. They've won 5 of their last 6 after starting in the middle of the road at 4-3.
Yeah, off to a little bit of a slow start. They actually at one point lost 3 of 4 games, but they've really turned things around in their past 6 games or so, losing just 1 game, winning 5 of them, including last night's game against the Auburn Double Days. They were down in the first inning, 1-0.
Yes,
bounced back quickly, scored 6 runs in the second inning. It was 6-1, and then slowly but surely Auburn didn't die. They kept on fighting back, and by the time we got to the middle of the 8th inning, the score was 6-5. However, the Skunks were able to add 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it was 9-5, and Auburn could only muster 1 run in the top of the 9th inning, so that was the final score. 9-6, another solid victory. Nice to see catcher Johnny Campus bouncing back a little bit, getting a solid hit and helping out the cause. Some great bats last night, I think, was key, and even some solid pitching as well.
Patrick DeMarco.
Yeah, a few runs given up here and there, but nothing that was an opening of the floodgates, so to speak. And the Tarp Skunks looked sharp last night. We'll see if they can continue tonight. A little bit cooler tonight, but I don't think the players are going to care. I mean, obviously, fans in the stands might want to bring a hoodie if you're on your way to the ballpark, or even a blanket. The temperature is probably going to dip down to the mid-50s by the time we get to the late innings. Right now, it's about 66 or 67 degrees, and a bit of a breeze blowing into the ballpark right now, but it may be blowing out by the time the game starts. It's going all over the place, so some factors to consider, but blue skies as far as the eye can see.
Indeed.
A beautiful late spring. Of course, summer doesn't begin until Tuesday,
21st.
So we still are officially in spring, but it feels like summer to me, just a little on the cool side.
Indeed. So Shed's about to be announced that he is the starting pitcher for Jamestown, but before we go through the starting lineups, we are about to have the national anthem. So viewers, listeners, we'll see you on the other side. Tarp Skunks Pioneers coming up next right here on WRFA.
Yeah, I think we still have about a minute here because the other team has to get to their position before they start the national anthem. So we probably can just we can't go down the lineup, but we will say that tonight's team is the Elmira Pioneers. Their record, by the way, is 4-7 on the season. They are in 7th place in the Eastern Division. Jamestown is in 3rd place at 8-4. With that being said, we will now take a break for the anthem.
All right, so once again, that was the national anthem, and with Elmira coming up to bat first, we've got lineups for both teams, but we're going to start with Elmira's. The first 3 batters that Shed will face are Zach Odom, the center fielder, Cooper Smith, the right fielder, and Frank Wayman, the first baseman. Those are the first 3 Shed will face, and then from 4 to 10 in this order, it'll be Bobby Marsh, the left fielder, Johnny Wall, the third baseman, Joe Muzio, the DH, Lucas Phelps, the shortstop, Joe Osovsky, the extra hitter, Lucas Barubi, the catcher, and Max Mailer, the second baseman, and their starting pitcher is Braden Coletta, lucky number 7.
Meanwhile, starting for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, I told you off the air, every once in a while I still call them by the former team, a team that shall not be mentioned, just because I'll end up saying it again as we get through the broadcast. Yogi Hardigan leading off tonight. He's doing a great job at batting this season, followed by Nate Johnson at second base. Yogi, by the way, playing center field tonight. Will Durrell in right field, batting third. Cleanup is Patrick O'Shaughnessy, the first baseman. Batting fifth will be Brandon Lane, the left fielder. Cody Bay batting sixth. He is the third baseman. Julian Thompson, the shortstop, batting seventh. Johnny Campus, the catcher, batting eighth. And Kane McGee, the extra hitter, batting ninth. Finally, it'll be Jack Davis, whose dad is in town this week for a couple of games, batting 10th at designated hitter. Also, we have Jess Beeler here with us tonight, one of our interns. Jess, good evening to you.
Good evening. Glad to be with you guys tonight.
Glad to have you here. Jess sometimes will point out things, and she'll also be thanking sponsors throughout. She keeps us on our toes and helps us out with stats, but also acknowledges our sponsors in between innings. So with that being said, that is our broadcast crew this evening. Norm, any final thoughts before we see the first batter here?
I'm expecting Jamestown to keep it the same old song and dance, score a lot of runs offensively, and hopefully Shed will have a much better performance than he did in his last start. He got off to a great one the first couple of innings, then the third, it started to fall off the rails, and he ended up getting an early exit. So here's Shed's first pitch of the evening, and hot shot off the dirt for ball one.
So this game is now officially underway at 6:30.
I have 6:33.
6:33 Eastern Standard Time, Norm.
Next pitch is outside corner. Count goes even at ones. Once again, it's Zach Odom leading off. He's a right-hander as he steps back into the box.
Batting .308 on the season.
Here's the 1-1 by Shed. That's fouled off for strike two. Count goes 1-2. And from what I'm seeing so far for Odom in this at-bat, we saw a lot of this last night with some of these batters on both teams. They like to crowd that plate a little bit and try to get the pitcher to say, I dare you to throw me inside. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed strike three. Campus drops the ball, but he'll get it to O'Shaughnessy in plenty of time. So a strikeout to start off the game for Shed, as next it'll be Cooper Smith, the right fielder.
Always a good sign to start out. Looking at Eli Shed's stats on the season, by the way, he has started 2 games. He has pitched 8 innings, given up 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 6, and struck out 10. His ERA is 4.5 so far, 4.5 on the season.
Well, here's his next pitch. That's fouled off for strike one. So 4.5 ERA for the beginning of the year. That's actually not bad. It's better than some averages that we have seen, but we're not obviously going to mention any names. But Shed about to throw his next pitch. He gets a sign from Campus and the delivery, and it's outside. Count goes even at ones.
Cooper Smith, as Norm noted, is at the plate, and his average on the season is .273.
Next one is inside and hits the dirt, 2-1. In his last start, Shed did have some problems with this, with the control problems. He had a mix of skip to my lose in the dirt, hit a couple of batters, and issued quite a few walks, too. But here comes the next pitch. That's inside again, 3-1, almost in the same spot as his last pitch.
Elmira has played 11 games, and Smith is tied for the team league in hits with 9. He is tied with fellow teammate Musio, who is coming up later on in the order tonight.
So 3-1 on the way, and that's inside again. 3 straight pitches near the same inside spot for ball 4 as Smith will take the free pass, and now it's going to be the first baseman, Frank Wayman.
Wayman batting .263 on the season. He's had 19 at-bats, 5 hits, and scored 4 runs. He has a chance to put a runner in scoring position here. If he can get ahead, of course, maybe we'll see a stolen base as well. Looking at Smith's numbers on stolen bases, we'll get to that in a moment.
So as we see here, Wayman, he is a southpaw in the batter's box. Shed taking a look at first. Here's the next pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Smith just 1 stolen base so far, according to the stats that we got from the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League website, which comes in very handy, by the way.
Oh, it's a lifesaver. Not quite the handy-dandy notebook, but it always helps. A decent leadoff first base is Smith. Here's Shed's next pitch. That's on the heart of the plate, strike 1. And that's a disadvantage, though, when you're on the base pads and you're facing a left-handed pitcher. He's looking right at you before he tosses the next pitch.
Lefty versus lefty here. This third batter at the top of the first inning.
So we got an even count, 1-1. We got one out. Here comes Shed's next pitch. That one is going to go into left field for a base hit. Runners will just go station to station, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the left fielder, Bobby Marsh.
And Bobby Marsh is batting just 182. He has scored 6 runs, 6 hits, 33 plate appearances. 2 doubles, though, and also 1 triple, so he can be dangerous. 4 RBIs on the season. He's also been walked 6 times, struck out 7.
So numbers kind of like the days of Adam Dunn, Carlos Gomez, or not Carlos Gomez, Carlos Pena. Walk a lot, though you strike out a lot, too. As he'll look to get some RBIs here.
Well, he's got 1 runner in scoring position here. Just 1 out.
Yeah, the cleanup spot's the RBI machine. This one's hit the deep right. That's a fair. No, it's going to go foul.
Oh, it was
dead close.
Look at the wind. Look at the flag, Norm. The flag is blowing from left to right, and that is very fortunate for the Tarp Skunks because that carried that ball. You're right. Right when it left the bat, I thought for sure it'd be an extra base hit as well, right down the right field line. But the wind carried it. It got high enough in the air, and it carried it all the way out of bounds. Very fortunate for the Tarp Skunks to have that wind working for them this time. And now it's blowing in a little bit instead of cross field.
Yeah, that could have been a possible double, and Wayman on third, but I'm sure Shed's breathing a sigh of relief. Sometimes Mother Nature's your friend. Shed takes a check at second base. Here comes the next pitch, 0-1 count. That's inside, 1-1. Almost got him on the elbow pad. You
can kind of hear the wind picking up a little bit, too, in our field mic that we have down just below us here in the press box. But I had noted at the start of the game before it began that the wind might play a role, and we saw it definitely play a role there.
Last night, though, the field mic thankfully survived an inadvertent foul ball. So it still works. Here's the next pitch, and another one hit hard, but it goes way foul to the parking lot area of JCC for strike 2. We saw this a lot last night, too. A lot of the Auburn players were cracking the ball very well, but they were always going foul to left field.
Boy, the way this left-handed hitter has already driven 2 of them over on the right field side, I'm wondering if our right fielder might want to
maybe
sheet a little bit more over to his left so he can cover that line a little bit more.
Well, here's the pitch. Inside, count goes even at 2. So we got an even count, 2-2, only 1 out. Runner in scoring position. A base hit can drive home the first run of the game. Shed looking for that right sign, just the right one that he wants from campus. Looks like a bit of a miscommunication as he'll fake a throw to second base.
Wind continuing to pick up here, blowing across the field.
Yes, indeed. We're seeing the U.S. flags and the state of New York flag going at a fast speed. Here's the next pitch, 2-2 count. Outside, count goes full. And we're hearing it from some of the fans, and I'm sure the Pew crew's also here as well.
Yeah, they wanted that one to be a strike, but it did look like it was outside of the plate.
Yeah, from my view, it did also look like it was a touch low. Shed in danger of having the bases loaded with just 1 out. And the good thing is he does have the possibility of a double play should he induce a ground ball in the infield. And a timeout called by the batter. Marsh giving Shed a little bit of work here to get at least the second out. He's fouled off a few pitches. He's battled to a full count. And he has also walked 6 times, like you said. He takes a check at second. Here's a full counter. Called strike 3, caught looking at the heart of the plate. The backwards K for Shed. Now it'll be Johnny Wall, the third baseman.
Johnny Wall comes in batting .300, 20 at-bats, 6 hits, scoring 4 runs, 2 doubles as well. So again, he has a chance to knock a runner in here if he can make a solid connection. Tied for the team lead in doubles along with 3 other players. But all the same, he makes contact. Elmira can get on top. It's up to the Skunks to try to shut him down. Shed already 2 strikeouts for the 2 outs so far in the top of this inning. He's going for his 3rd right here.
Yep, and in his last start here at Dietrich, that's how he started the first inning. He struck out the 3 by the outs. But here's the next pitch by Shed. That's going to go over to second. Oh, mishandled by Tucker, but gets it to O'Shaughnessy in plenty of time. But I beg your pardon, that's Johnson at second base. But no runs here.
Good recovery for the Skunks there, and they get out of a jam, leaving 2 runners on for Elmira. We head into the bottom of the first inning. No score here, and we'll hand it over to Jess Beeler, who will thank one of our sponsors. Take it away, Jess.
Support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks in 2022 is brought to you in part by Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, celebrating over 50 years of serving the community's automotive needs with an excellent customer buying and ownership experience. At Schultz Auto Group, all repairs facilities have experienced and factory-trained technicians with state-of-the-art equipment for every automotive need, no matter what engine type, gas, diesel, or electric. The next generation of auto care is already at Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunk Community Baseball on your community radio station, WRFA LP. For more information, call 1-866-931-2998 or visit schultzauto.com.
All right, thank you, Jess Beeler, and we are still waiting for the start of the bottom of the first inning. If you're just joining us, it's Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFA, bringing you every single home game. Norm Rodriguez is up here in the press box for all 25 games on the schedule. He's got a round-robin cast, a motley crew of characters that helps him out. I'm one of them, Jason Sample, WRFA station manager. Norm refers to me as the executive producer. I kind of like the sound of that as well.
Well, you told me to do that last year, though, too, as well, with the ending outro.
Yes, I did. Yes,
so I stuck with
Norm. Good memory, good memory. We also, last night, of course, we had Max Pinchator, who is one of our interns, and then we also have an intern from last year who comes back and helps us out on occasion, Colin Wood. So Norm is pretty much the voice of the Skunks, and then we're there to help him out. And Norm, we appreciate all that you do, as well as you do as well, Jess. It's great to have interns helping us out. Even if you're not focusing on a career in broadcasting, keep in mind that WRFA enjoys to help out those that are interested in sports, covering sports, and wanted to help us with our broadcast. So if we come back next year, and chances are we will, if you know somebody who's in college interested in sports journalism, sports broadcasting, or just sports in general, have them get a hold of us, and we'll see if we can't get them on the team for 2023. In the meantime, we're still in the early stages of 2022, and we're still in the early stages of this one. Bottom of the first inning, and now the Skunks coming up to the plate. And who do we have, Norm, leading off for the Tarp Skunks in the bottom of the first?
We got the man that's smarter than the average base stealer, Yogi Hartigan, who is playing center field tonight. Last night he was at left.
Plays left most of the time, if I'm not mistaken.
And he is batting on the the left side, as his first pitch given to him is fouled off for strike one.
Hartigan's average on the season is .359 with 39 at-bats, which is the most on the team, and he has 14 hits, which is also leading the team. He leads also in stolen bases with 5, tied with Nate Johnson.
I believe last I saw, I think it was Will Durrell has one more. He has 6, unless it got amended.
Yeah, you're right. Whoever highlighted these highlighted the wrong number. I blame the executive producer.
Yeah, so no fault from us, but his recent steal was a steal at home at Niagara a few days back, as the next pitch is on the way for Coletta, and it's still in play, chasing it down, or a trio of Pioneers, but it goes near the Skunks bullpen, and it's going to be a 1-2 count.
Yeah, it was very close to going out of play, and it gets dangerous over there, especially if you're not familiar with Dietrich Park. And obviously, if you're afraid you're going to run out of room and run into a fence, or even the tarp that's rolled up over there, you can understand why he was a bit delayed and cautious in heading over there, and that gave Hartigan the opportunity to get another chance at another pitch.
Yeah, Hartigan's one of those guys, when he gets on base, he could be very dangerous, as Coletta will look to get an out to start it and avoid that disadvantage. Here's the next pitch. Off speed, but it's inside. Count goes even at 2s. So Hartigan will see another pitch in this at-bat as he steps back into the box. Coletta gets the sign he wants from Berube. Here comes the 2-2 on the way. Swung on. That's going to go to second. Fielded there cleanly. And a simple 4-3 ground out there, and it was Mandler that got the hold of the ball and got it over to first baseman Frank Wayman. And now it's going to be Nate Johnson, the second baseman, and a JCC student coming up the bat.
Nate Johnson from Southwestern High School, if I'm not mistaken, before coming on to Jamestown Community College, which also plays here at Russell E. Dietrich Park for our listeners from outside of the greater Jamestown area. A lot of our listeners do come from outside of Jamestown, because so many of our players are also from outside of the immediate area.
Here's Coletta's next pitch on the way. Another off-speed pitch, but it's high and outside for ball one.
Nate Johnson just received honors for first team All-WINIAC for baseball this season for the Jamestown Community College.
That means he's doing well in classes as well as on the field, right?
Yes.
Next pitch is at the heart of the plate for strike one. Apologies for cutting the both of you off. So count even here at 1-1. Only one out. As I like to say, the triple sticks on the board. As Coletta will set to throw his next pitch. And here's the windup. Oh, called ball 2. 2-1. Guess it was ruled that it was inside?
Johnson's averaging 207 with 29 at-bats and 6 hits on the season so far.
Well, his batting average is a bit deceiving because he does draw walks and he knows how to run on the base paths. The next pitch is outside for a 3-1 count. So Johnson, a right-hander, steps back into the box. It's a hitter's count, 3-1. This is usually the green light where if you like it, you take a swing, and if not, just let it pass. Here's the 3-1. Inside, ball 4. Johnson will get the base on balls, and now it's going to be the right fielder, Will Durrell.
And as you noted, Will Durrell is the one who leads the team in stolen bases, but we'll see if Johnson can't advance to scoring position with Durrell stepping up to the left side of the plate. We do know that Coach Bazil likes to have a very aggressive style of base running, trying to advance his runners into scoring position the moment he gets a chance to do so. We'll see what happens now with Johnson over on first. Of course, he's got a left-handed pitcher that's staring right at him, so you don't want to take too big of a lead, considering he can see just how far off the bag you are.
Yeah, and Johnson's got a suicide lead at the plate, and there it is, Piggy in the middle, heading over to second, and he'll get tagged out. He had that suicide lead, and it came back to bite him in the booty, I would say.
Yeah, I hate it when I'm right, Norm, especially in situations like that, but that's exactly what I was saying is when you take a big lead like that against a left-handed pitcher, you got to be careful, and Johnson froze up right when the move was made to throw it over to first. He kind of almost went towards second rather than immediately heading back to first, and that's all it took to get him in the rundown and get the second out of the bottom of the first inning. So now 2 away, no runners on, as Durrell steps back up to the plate for the next pitch.
Yep, so Coletta's got a chance for an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. Here comes the next pitch, and a little bit of chin music there, ball 1.
Yeah, limbo action right there. How low can you go? He had to roll way back to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, he had to pull a little chubby checker there on the limbo rock. But here comes Coletta's next pitch. It's a 1-0 count, 2 outs, and the score still zeros. Here's the next pitch, off speed, inside, 2-0.
Durrell's average on the season is 286 with 28 at-bats, 8 hits, 5 runs, and 5 RBIs.
So 2-0 count coming here for Coletta. Gets a sign, comes set. Here's the next pitch, and outside corner, called strike 1. And from watching Coletta, he's got that bit of a delay there before he starts throwing that pitch. The way I'm seeing it, he kind of looks like Houston Street when he was a closer for the A's, the Angels, Rockies. Got that bit of a two-step.
Yeah, a bit of a hitch, just a very minor one, but yeah, you're right. Right there it is.
Here's the 2-1. That one is foul territory. It will go to the Skunks bullpen and out of play. So triple deuce, 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 outs, and 1 strike away from the 1-2-3 inning, and we'll have exchanged them in the first.
Really a beautiful night, so if you're still bouncing around town trying to figure out what to do, you may want to stop on down here to the ballpark and check it out in person. Just make sure you bring your sweater with you.
2-2 pitch, and that's going to drop in the center field for a base hit. And now coming up next, it's going to be the first baseman, Patrick O'Shaughnessy.
Nice solid rip right up the middle. O'Shaughnessy is obviously where he's at in the batting order. Somebody who knows how to drive in runs. He's batting cleanup right here. I think he has 3 doubles. Jess will probably check that out in a second here if I'm not mistaken. But I know that he can obviously do some damage here. And Durrell being a great base stealer, as Norm noted, he actually leads the team in steals with 6 so far on this season. We'll see if he tries to advance the second or not. But again, got to be careful with a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, and he doesn't have as much of a lead as Johnson had when he got caught in the rundown. Here's the next pitch. That's high and inside for ball 1. O'Shaughnessy, another southpaw hitter.
O'Shaughnessy has a 229 average with 35 at-bats, 8 hits, 5 runs scored, and 4 doubles on the season, actually, with 6 RBIs as well.
Yep, his batting average climbing up a little bit. It was under 200 earlier this week as he swings and misses for strike 1. He wanted to go for that sharp cheddar in the barrel, but he's got the Swiss. Count even here, 1-1, 2 outs, and Durrell, the runner on first after hitting a single. Coletta gets his sign from Berube. Here's the next pitch. Durrell's taken off, swing and a miss. There was a bit of a hesitation on that throw by Berube, and with that double clutch, Durrell was able to get to second safely. Lucky number 7 on the year for Durrell.
Yeah, Berube trying to throw with his right hand, and O'Shaughnessy obviously batting left-handed was kind of in the way. He didn't step out immediately, but obviously that's what caused a double clutch there. No fault of the batter by any means. I think it, obviously just worked in the Skunks' favor that time.
Indeed.
And now we've got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and a base hit should be able to score a run here. We'll see what O'Shaughnessy can do against Coletta.
Here's the pitch that's fouled off, and near the center part of the press box.
Almost made its way into our public address announcer, Jeremy Becker.
Oh,
Goodness.
Yeah. But thankfully nobody got hurt, and there's probably also something for fans. Disclaimer, we're not responsible for any loose balls. But
that goes for our public address announcers as well. I think he makes that announcement.
Yes, he does.
He should be well aware.
Indeed. Next pitch, caught looking on the inside corner, strike 3, and that concludes 1 inning. We're still scoreless.
Yeah, 1 runner left on for the Skunks in the bottom of the first, so after 1 complete inning of play, the score remains nothing for each team. We'll head into the top of the second in a moment right here on WRFA.
All right, these are filled. Almost did the wrong way.
Good. We get to keep it.
Oh, sweet. And we're about to start the top of the second inning of Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRFA between your Skunks, the Elmira Pioneers, and due up for the next 3 batters will be Muzio, Phelps, and Osofsky. And here comes Shed's next pitch on the way. That's inside ball 1, and we're at the top of the hour. Skunks fans, you're listening to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA LP, 107.9 FM. In Jamestown, New York. We've got a 1-0 count as Shed's about to throw his next pitch to Muzio. That's right, the heart of the plate, strike 1. And from looking at him, he's wearing a hoodie along with his jersey, kind of like James Jones when he was with the Packers.
Well, like I said, it's a little breezy out there, so.
I don't need a hoodie.
You don't.
The breeze is always lovely. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a little skip to my Lou in the dirt, 2-1.
You're a special guy, Norm. You also said you don't need pants in January, so, what are you going to do?
Nothing wrong with shorts.
Another lefty versus lefty situation here, though.
Indeed, this one's going to be grounded to short. Thompson gets it. He'll fling it to O'Shaughnessy and beats it by a step. So, a 6-3 ground out, and now it's going to be Lucas Phelps, the shortstop.
Yeah, nice job there by Thompson to run up on that one and get the throw over cleanly for the first out here. So here we are now with the next batter to face. And we'll see what the Elmira Pioneers can do to try to get somebody on. They did leave 2 runners on last inning, but came up empty-handed.
They did, and here's another guy with a hoodie, Lucas Phelps, the shortstop. So not the only guy is Muzio. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed. Chased it in the dirt. Strike 1.
Phelps has an average of 133 with 15 at-bats and only 2 hits on the season so far.
So with this at bat, he'll look to get it up a few decimal points as the next pitch is on the way by Shed. Hard of the plate, called strike 2.
Yeah, he's up on the count now. 0-2 count. Has a lot of room to work with here. We'll see what he decides to throw. My best guess will be outside.
Or maybe out of the zone, too, because he did chase on the first pitch. Next one on the way, in the dirt, 1-2.
Yeah, low and outside, just a little out of the strike zone there. Hoping he can get the batter to chase.
So 1-2 count, 1 out. Score still 0-0 here, but both teams each with a hit on the hit column. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt and outside again. Same time as the last pitch location-wise, 2-2. Phelps takes a practice cut, and he'll get back into the box. Again, count even. Here's the next pitch by Shed. That's going to be a chopper fair. Shed gets there, wings it to O'Shaughnessy. How about a 1-3? How about giving Shed a gold glove, or maybe even want a platinum with that one?
Nice way to maintain his composure. He had to go a little bit of distance there to run up and grab that ball, then quickly spin around and fire a strike right over to O'Shaughnessy on first, and he did it all very seamlessly, fluidly, and he got the out. Not an easy play to make, but he made it look easy.
And with that's going to be Osofsky, the extra hitter for the Pioneers, as he's a right-hander, and he's one of those batters that likes to crowd that plate. Next pitch is foul, and it goes beyond the Pioneer bullpen for strike 1. Quickly back in the batter's box is Osofsky as Shed will prepare to throw his next pitch. Here's the delivery. Outside corner, called strike 2. Was a bit of a delayed call there, but it went in Shed's favor.
Up in the count yet again here. Showing some good control, keeping the batters on their toes.
Yep.
So far, so good for Mr. Shed.
Breeze picking up. Here's the next pitch. That's outside, 1-2.
Yeah, it's blowing directly in right now. It's into the press box. You can see the flags blowing right in. If a ball gets hit into the outfield, it'll hang up there a bit. It's definitely not going to go very far.
Next pitch is way outside. Count goes even at 2s. Shed 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. And here's the next pitch on the way by Shed. Fouled off. Count stays the same at 2s. Camp is going to give Shed that right sign. The one that he wants to force the third out and for the Skunks to come up to bat again. Here's the next pitch. That's going to go into shallow infield and hits just foul.
Oh.
Hit off the right end. It looked like it may have hit the white, but it was on the right side. It's got to be on the left for it to be fair.
Yeah, just barely. Maybe a couple of inches, if that. O'Shaughnessy couldn't quite get to it. Obviously out there in no man's land, just on the fringes from where the infield meets the outfield. But it was a foul ball. We'll do it over again. 2-2 count here with 2 outs in the top of the second. No score if you're just joining us. Skunks hosting Elmira.
So Osofsky doing pretty well keeping this at bat and top half of the second alive. Here's Shed's next pitch. Swung on and popped up. And Thompson called for it. Comes under it. Had to scurry a little into the dirt. He does make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Jamestown, and we'll momentarily have the bottom of the second inning.
Yes, indeed. We'll have a second inning here in just a moment. First, we'll hand it over to Jessica Beeler, who will thank another one of our sponsors. Take it away, Jess.
Support for WRFA's coverage of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball for the 2022 season is brought to you in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency. The Chautauqua County IDA is an economic development organization authorized and empowered by New York State to make Chautauqua County a better place to work, live, and visit. The IDA facilitates development by attracting new businesses while also promoting the retention and expansion of existing businesses, and it offers business assistance in the forms tax abatements, low-interest loans, and bond financing, all of these which enhances the opportunities for job creation and retention by our businesses. The Chautauqua County IDA, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA. For more information, call 661-8900 or visit ccida.com. Back to you guys.
All right, Jess, as always, thank you very much as we're about to start the bottom of inning number 2 as Coletta's, the next 3 batters he will face will be Lane, Bay, and Thompson. Thompson, who made that catch on the pop fly for the third out in the top half of the second inning.
Remind our listeners that one of the things you don't get to see if you're listening or watching on YouTube is all the fun and frivolity that happens in between innings when the warm-ups are happening with the kids. There's just about a special event or a special game or contest taking place at every half an inning on the field, and they do a super job getting the kids involved, even some grown-ups as well.
For sure.
Everyone has their favorite. Norm, I know that my favorite was always the miniature golf, where you could
the Jamestown putt-putt.
Yeah, you would do the miniature golf putt-putt, and if you won,
Bubba's putt-putt challenge.
You would get a bunch of donuts, which was always nice.
Yep, Bubba's putt-putt challenge, but this one was a skee ball challenge that was going on. But another popular one that's back we may see in a little bit is the dice roll.
Oh, the dice roll.
But right now it's going to be Brandon Lane, the left fielder, coming up to bat. It'll be his first one of the game. For any listeners and viewers of the live stream on video that are just tuning into this game, we're scoreless here, 0-0. It's a bagel factory on the scoreboard right now, but we'll see if Jamestown can get a run or two on the board in this inning. Sorry.
Up to bat is Lane. He averages .412 on the season, which is leading the Skunks on 17 at-bats with 7 hits.
So the base hit right here, he can get the William Attar, the .444, as the next pitch is on the way for Coletta, and that's low, 2-0.
Up on the count already here. We know that the Tarp Skunks like to get on base any way that they can take it, because once they do get on base, chances are they find a way to make it to second.
Yes, they do. Here comes the next pitch by Coletta. That one is caught, and it went right into the glove of second baseman for the Pioneers, which is Max Mandler.
Yeah, nice rip. He just happened to hit it right where the second baseman was standing. So that's one away here as we get to the second batter in the bottom of the second inning here. That'll be number 7, Cody Bay, the third baseman.
So far, Cody Bay, from what I've seen, he's been very superior on the defensive side, but he does know how to get on base, and he's one of those guys that loves to take off when the time comes. So it's 7 against 7 in this at-bat. Here's the next pitch by Coletta, and it deflected off the catcher's glove, but it did hit the strike zone for strike 1.
Bay has 12 runs scored on the season so far, which is leading the Skunks. He has a .324 average with 37 at-bats and also 12 hits.
Sees a lot of action at the plate, and he more times than not makes something happen.
Yeah, next pitch was inside for ball 1, so that does even the count.
You're sort of a human calculator, Norm. I would like to know the on-base percentage, because sometimes the batting average is deceiving, and the on-base percentage is really what we want to focus on. And I know we have the stats to make that happen.
We do. As the next one is hit the shallow right field, and chasing that one is Cooper Smith. He does make the catch for out number 2. So now it's going to be Julian Thompson, the shortstop.
Just something to think about in future games if we can't get you to crunch the numbers and give us some OBPs here.
I would say I don't know that much regarding that. That's a lot of
calculus.
Long division, calculus. I never even took calculus in high school. I didn't even make it past geometry in 10th grade. But it's going to be, again, Thompson up to bat. And, again, like Bay, he's been superior with the glove. Thompson, batting average, starting to get a little better from what I've seen personally, as the next pitch is outside corner, strike 1.
He only has 16 at-bats on the season, so his average is .188, and he has 3 hits and 4 runs scored.
So he fouled off the last pitch for strike 2, and again, he's been far more superior with that glove, and I'm sure that's why Bazil keeps him in the starting rotation as the shortstop, respectively. Coletta 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning, and we would have it both ways in the second. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Berube does tag Thompson out. He had the ball in the glove. So 1-2-3 innings in the second inning for both teams, and we're still scoreless.
Yeah, still scoreless. We'll head to the third inning in just a moment, but first we'll send it back to the studio for another Meet the Skunk segment, and on the other side, inning 3 right here on WRFA. I just said that.
And we're about to coincidentally begin the top of inning number 3 as Shed's about to throw his next pitch. Score still 0-0. It's Berube, the catcher, up to bat as the pitch hits off of the shin guard of campus. For ball 1, it'll be Berube, Mandler, then back to the top of the order with Odom. So those are the first 3 at the minimum Shed will see in the top of the 3rd inning. And here's the next pitch by Shed. 1-0 count and inside, 2-0.
So a rare situation here where Shed is actually down in the count. Usually he's ahead by the 2nd or 3rd pitch.
Or he's even. But right now it's a 2-0 count. Next pitch by Shed on the way. Outside corner, strike 1.
He found it right there. Nice delivery there.
So Mandler, a right-hander, stepping back in. Doesn't crowd the plate as much as some of these batters we've seen. Here's the next pitch. Low and outside, 3-1.
He's still looking for his first hit. He doesn't have an average yet. Just 7 plate appearances, though. He really hasn't been at the plate a whole lot. No hits. He has been walked 5 times, however.
So I'm wondering if he's been around for 3-4 games. This one's popped into the infield, and Johnson had to chase it down a little bit, but he does make the catch for the first out, and now it's going to be Max Mandler, the second baseman.
Mandler is the one who, I'm sorry, I was looking at Mandler who was on deck. He doesn't have an average yet. He's walked 5. Berube was batting 0.91 on the season with 1 hit and 11 at-bats.
I was going to say 1 for 11?
Yep, my apologies.
Hey, it's all good. Again, like we talked about last night, we don't bat 1,000. Next pitch is just a bit outside, a little Rick Vaughn moment there, a ball 1.
My expression is in baseball, nobody bats 1,000, not even the broadcasters. And we remind our listeners of that on a regular basis, and I'm sure we don't have to remind them about that on a regular basis for them to realize it.
As Mandler swung on and missed on the next pitch, 1-1. But once again, like you were saying, Jason, wanted to get that sharp cheddar, but only got the Swiss. And here's the next pitch by Shed, 1-1 count. Outside corner, strike 2. Again, there was that bit of a delayed strike call, but again, went in Shed's favor. So far, he's got a strikeout in both innings so far. He's got 2. He'll look for his 3rd right here. This one's going to go to second. It's a hot shot. Johnson gets it, and he'll get an easy toss to O'Shaughnessy for the 2nd out.
Yeah, 2nd out, and that'll do it for the lineup. First time around the order here for Elmira. Just 1 hit to show for it and no runs, but we do have 1 more out remaining here in the top of the 3rd, and we're back at the top of the lineup, and up steps Zach Odom, the center fielder, number 15, who struck out at the start of the ball game, leading off in the 1st.
Yeah, ever since giving up that single in the 1st inning to Wayman, Shed's retired the last 7 batters that he's faced. So he'll look to make a number 8 with this one as the next pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1. Again, Odom, a right-hander, as the next pitch is on the way by Shed, and that's high and outside, evens the count at 1s.
Yeah, he's got a really nice breaking ball that breaks outside. Obviously a left-handed pitcher here.
So next pitch about to come on the way. Here's the next delivery by Shed. This one's going to be popped up into the infield. Thompson called for it, and just like the ending of the top of the 2nd inning, pop out to short, and that's 2.5.
That is 2.5, and I'll give Jess a break and read our next sponsor here for our broadcast. Hey, support for WRFA's coverage of the Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by the Reg Linnaeus Center for the Arts. Reg Linnaeus Center for the Arts, located in the heart of downtown Jamestown at 116 East 3rd Street, is the broadcast license holder of WRFA. More than just a theater, the Reg offers comprehensive programming that inspires, educates, and empowers the community. Reg Linnaeus also offers rentals of its facilities to the public, providing spaces for small groups or hundreds of attendees. Rental arrangements can also be made for parties, receptions, meetings, retreats, and live concerts and performances. The popular Movies at the Reg series is also available twice a week, offering a safe and comfortable environment for patrons to watch a wide variety of films with food and beverages also available at affordable rates. For more information, visit reglinnae.com or simply call 664-2465. With that being said, back to you, Norm.
Jason, as always, thank you very much. As we're about to start the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Dietrich Park, we're still scoreless, both teams each with 1 hit. It's going to be Campus, McGee, and Davis due up. And during that, I do believe it'll be McGee's first at-bat as he's one of the newcomers for the Skunks.
Yeah, we haven't called his name at all yet this season, and I think he just arrived this week. Perhaps he had a late season in college. I know that, obviously the larger schools still have the College World Series underway.
Very true.
So oftentimes you might not see a player be able to make it in until a week or two after the season starts. Last year we did have a player have to leave early because he started college.
Hayden Hunt.
Yeah, Hayden Hunt, who was a key integral part of this Tarp Skunks team in their inaugural season, couldn't finish the season because he had to head back to college. So you got to work around your college schedule, obviously. That's first and foremost for these collegiate players. But it is great to have him here in town throughout much of the summer, most of the summer, regardless of what time they arrive or what time they have to leave.
That's very true. And Hunt, he had one of the top batting averages in the league. He batted .351. He had 22 steals, only got caught one time. And that was a team where, like this year, they loved to steal the bases.
And he had range in the center field that basically went from foul line to foul line. It seemed like he could go everywhere.
He should have worn number 7 for Kenny Lofton instead of wearing number 9. But here comes the next pitch by Coletta, and again, it's Campus up to bat. He is back at catcher. He DH'd last night as the next pitch hits the dirt for ball 1.
Campus has an average of 143, going 4 for 28 at the plate with 4 runs scored on the season.
Even so, the batting average is climbing up. He had it under .50 earlier this week prior to the Kids Day game as the next pitch is outside for a 2-0 count.
Team captain, though. I mean, obviously,
Captain John.
Baseball is more than just average, as we see with so many players, including Johnny Campus.
I have said before, and I'll say again, he's the guy with the golden glove.
And the golden arm. He's got a rifle for an arm. He throws out a lot of people at second when they tried to steal.
Here's the 2-0, and that's inside. 3-0, almost had a kneecap moment there. So 3-0 count, and this is where you just stay still like a statue and let the pitch pass. Here's a 3-0 delivery by Coletta, and that's right at the heart of the plate, strike 1.
We'll see if Campus is able to get a walk here. He hasn't been walked too much this season either, just 3 walks so far on the season, and he has obviously not played every game being a catcher, but he's got 28 at-bats, so
yep,
he's got a fair chance at getting walked when he needs to. There's number 4.
Ball 4 in the dirt, and Campus does get walked, and like you said, there's times he's been the DH. There's also been a game where he's been the extra hitter, but right now it's going to be Kane McGee, and this for sure will be his first at-bat at Dietrich Park.
So Johnny Campus is on first. He's got 2 stolen bases so far, but again, we do have a left-handed pitcher. We saw it back in the first inning. What happens if you get too big of a leadoff against a left-handed pitcher who's got a very quick move to first base? So Johnny Campus obviously being somewhat conservative over there with his leadoff. Oh,
he's
taking a bigger step. Let's see what happens here.
Well, here's the next pitch by Coletta, strike 1 on the heart of the plate. And from looking at Kane McGee, from tall guy, burly, kind of reminds me of Prince Fielder a little bit.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more. Well, I mean, we've always had the big burly types that play baseball, but it seems like this year I've seen more and more. Last night I was watching the Yankees game after we left here, and the Blue Jays have a hitter who looks like he doesn't miss a lot of meals. We'll put it that way.
Next pitch is outside corner for a strike, and there's a guy right now for Pittsburgh, Dan Vogelbach.
I love him, yeah. He's a lot of fun to watch. You always root for the big guys, too, right? They're just a lot of fun to watch swing a bat, and it's amazing how much bat speed they can get. Don't let the weight fool you. They can definitely get a lot of velocity on the bat.
Even Bartolo Colon hit a homer.
0-2 count, by the way, here with no outs, runner at first. No score either if you're just joining us.
McGee will look for his first hit of the season. Here's the next pitch. Inside. Oh, Barumi thought it was strike 3. Honestly, I thought that was 2, but McGee will see another pitch, a 1-2 count, and Skunk fans at home listening in, they got another free one in favor on the pitch that could have went either way.
Coletta's got a really great breaking ball that breaks in, and it looks like it's just going to float away up and outside or inside, and then all of a sudden it just drops right in, and almost did it right there.
Here's the pickoff. Campus, though, he kind of had like a doggy paddle drag to get back to first, but he does get there safely.
Yeah, Johnny Campus, like I said, not taking a huge lead off of first because the pitcher is left-handed and staring right at him.
Yeah, it's not a huge lead, nowhere near as big as Johnson had when he got picked up, but he's taking off. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Campus will get there safely. third steal of the year. And again, he's one of those catchers that's not afraid to steal. He had 7 last season, 3 already this year.
Well, McGee does get struck out, but we end up with a runner in scoring position with just 1 out. That's not a bad trade-off right there as far as I'm concerned.
No.
It's just as good as a sacrifice fly or anything else. So while we did see a strikeout, we also now have a runner advance and is just 180 feet away from scoring in scoring position. And we are at the bottom of the order with Jack Davis, the designated hitter.
Yep, Jack Davis, from what we've seen, he's been an extra base hit machine. And before we end the bottom of the 3rd inning, Jason, I'm going to pass something on to you in a moment. But first, it's 0-0 count as there was a pickoff attempt on campus. He just had a stolen base at second 1 pitch ago. And he's playing a little bit of those mind games with Coletta. He's taking a long look at him, and a time called by the bases or by the home plate umpire.
With that time, Coach Powell, who is a great assistant coach for the Tarp Skunks, pitching coach, his wife Ashley Powell is listening down in Virginia, and we were told from on high to make sure we say hello to Mrs. Powell, courtesy of Coach Powell.
This one, a chopper going foul down the 3rd baseline, and from what I know, Coach Powell's also a scout for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yes, he is a pitching scout as well, and he does a phenomenal job helping these young collegiate players in our city, of course, in the league and for the Tarp Skunks. But yes, hello, Ashley Powell. Thanks for tuning in and checking us out, whether you're streaming online or watching it on YouTube. All the same, hello, how are you from Jamestown, New York?
So we got the 0-1. Here's the next pitch. Outside, count goes even at 1s.
Davis is averaging 400 on the season with 30 at-bats and 12 hits.
He's been a Swiss Army knife for the team. He's seen time at catcher, but he's also been the extra hitter and the designated hitter. But Colette taking a long look. Campbell's taking off again, and this one's going to drop, and this is going to be a backfired hit and run. Went right into the glove of Phelps, and he just underhands it over to Mandler for a double play, and that's the end of 3 here at Dietrich.
That is the end of 3, and we'll be back with inning number 4 in just a moment right here on WRFA. Yeah, they tried to get the hit and run going there, but
The wind.
Billy ball.
yeah, you're right, Jess. I think the wind kept that ball in field.
The wind is doing a lot.
At the end of the day, though, you can't use that as an excuse. You got to work with what you got.
Definitely not. They're doing the dice roll.
Were the Ducks? I saw them too. Oh, the dice roll. I thought you said, where did the Ducks go? You said, look at the dice roll.
These would be purple dye with yellow dots.
Definitely can't reuse them too much.
Well, they lasted 3 seasons.
Really? That's impressive.
And we're about to start the top of the 4th inning here of Skunks baseball on WRFA. We're still scoreless as we start the top of the 4th, as Shed will be facing off against Smith, Wayman, and Marsh to start it off.
Yeah, Cooper Smith, the right fielder, walked in the first inning, made it all the way to second before being stranded there at the end of the first inning. So we'll see if he can make it to base again safely this time, either by hit, walk, or maybe even hit by pitch. We'll have to wait and see.
So Shed getting the right side he wants from campus. He's retired the last 8 he's faced, and a popper, and right into the glove of Johnson. We've seen quite a few of those pop-outs of short and second here in this game so far.
Yeah, we should say that while we were off the air, Jessica noted that that last play that ended the 3rd inning there with a hit-and-run situation, it really was unfortunate that the ball hung in the air long enough to kind of just hang there even more because it got caught up in the wind and was held up in the infield, and that allowed the shortstop for Elmira to make the catch and make the throw easily over to second for the tag to get the double play.
Next pitch is swung on and fouled for strike 1.
Wyman, the first baseman, who's at bat right now, got a base hit, the only hit so far of this ball game for Elmira, and just the one of 2 hits that we've seen from either team.
Yeah, both those hits were in the first inning. Next pitch is swung on and foul tipped for strike 2. So far, it's been shutout ball here for Shed. He's got 2 strikeouts. And he's only walked 1. Here's the next pitch by Shed. Low and outside, 1-2. So Wayman taking a quick practice cut as he'll step back into the box. One of a handful of southpaw hitters on both teams combined. Next pitch, outside, count goes even at 2s.
Both left-handed pitchers today for Elmira and Jamestown are doing a really good job with control. Not a lot of walks, limited number of hits. Could be a pitcher's duel, at least in the early stages. That's what we've seen so far.
Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Shed. And up next is going to be Bobby Marsh, the left fielder.
Bobby Marsh struck out looking back in the first inning.
So Marsh will avoid back-to-back strikeouts as he'll step into the box. Shed looking for a 1-2-3 inning for the 3rd straight one in a row. Might as well be the equivalent to a turkey in bowling. Here's the next pitch on the way by Shed. Campus tried to frame that on the outside corner, but didn't get the call. 1-0.
Turkey and bowling. I'm not a bowler, so is that
3 straight strikes in a row.
Ah, thank you very much. Obviously, I'm not a bowler.
I'm not either, but play plenty of video games of it as the next pitch is inside and in the dirt for 2-0 count.
Wonder why a turkey, though.
The only time I've ever had a turkey is on Wii Bowling.
Oh.
I know a lot of people.
It's
like
still one more time than I've ever had one.
Well, here's the 2-0 pitch. Inside and a little chin music there, 3-0. And should Marsh get walked, the next batter would be Johnny Wall, and he is on deck right now for the Pioneers.
Well, 3 consecutive balls here.
Next pitch, hard of the plate, strike 1. And right now, it's looking similar to that pitcher's duel last season between these two teams, Jack Laird versus Cam Hill. So far this deep in, no runs, and we've had only 2 hits, so it's starting to look like that as the next pitch is hit into right for a base hit. That'll end the streak of 10 consecutive retired batters for Shed. And now it will be Johnny Wall, the 3rd baseman.
Yeah, Elmira gets one on with 2 outs here. We'll see if they can get a little 2-out lightning and try to advance the runner and possibly get the first run on the board. If you're just joining us, it's Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball on WRFA, also streaming online at our website as well as on YouTube. And we've had a pretty good game so far as pitching goes. No score in this one here at the top of the 4th inning with a runner on first and 2 outs.
Not a big lead as it deflects off of Shed's glove, but he recovers. Wide throw, but O'Shaughnessy able to hold onto it and touch the bag. So that will conclude 3.5, and we're still scoreless.
The nibble-footed O'Shaughnessy be able to keep his foot on the bag there, and as a result, he was able to get the out. We'll hand it off to Jess for another look at our sponsors. Jess?
Support for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks on WRFA Radio is brought to you in part by the businesses and listeners like you. WRFA is a non-commercial, non-profit community radio station that relies on contributions and donations from the listening community to keep our programs on the air. If you appreciate and enjoy this broadcast or any other program available on WRFA, consider making a donation of any amount by clicking the donate button at our website, WRFALP.com. It's fast and easy. Checks of any amount can also be made out to WRFA Radio and mailed to the radio station at 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701. Local businesses are also encouraged to sponsor programming on WRFA. To learn more about becoming an underwriter for broadcasts of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, call 664-2465 extension 209 or email wrfa@reglanay.com.
All right, we're back here at Dietrich Park. Thank you, Jess. And Norm looking out here in the grandstand as well as the bleacher seats. And a lot more people here as far as I can tell compared to last night. Last night was a beautiful night for baseball as well. But I think there's a lot happening in Jamestown. You know, we get a limited amount of warm weather weather that's conducive for outdoor activities. Of course, we have Chautauqua Lake here in Chautauqua County, but we also have a lot of different events happening. It's the June 10th weekend, so a lot of that's happening. Juneteenth celebrations happening in Jamestown, and we also happen to have the Yasu Festival, which is a celebration of Greek culture in Jamestown this weekend. There's all kinds of activities happening, so I think that may have limited turnout last night, but they made up for it tonight. We've got a pretty solid attendance, at least as far as I can tell, for this evening, both in the grandstand and the bleachers. Always good to see, and a great night for baseball. Blue skies as far as the eye can see.
Well, right now, Coletta's going to deal with the top of the order here. It's going to be Hardigan, Johnson, and Durrell, and there is a pitcher warming up right now for the Skunks from what we saw. It was Corey Shields, number 8, that was out on the bullpen, but we'll just have to wait and see, because again, some of these pitchers do have those pitch limitations that are advised by their respective college coaches.
Yogi, the leadoff hitter, back at the plate to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Skunks.
Yeah, he'll look to get on base here as it hits him. How about that? Call that irony. He gets hit by the pitch, and it'll be Nate Johnson up the bat, the second baseman.
Yeah, I don't know if that hit him off the side of the helmet or his shoulder or what, but
shoulder from my view.
Yeah, he took it in stride, shaking it off a little bit here, and he will obviously be on first. And not something you like to see whenever a batter gets hit like that, especially so close to the head, but he's on, he looks healthy, and the Skunks could be in business here with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning and a runner already on first base.
Yep, Johnson, he got walked in his first at-bat, but he had too much of a lead. He had that suicide lead in the beginning of the first, or the bottom of the first, but got caught in the pickle. This one's going to go right to the second baseman's glove, and again, even though the wind's dying down, that one did have some hang time on it.
Yeah, the way these balls are leaving the bat, you could swear it's going to be a base hit just out of the infield and then dropping shallow into the outfield, but each time it's an optical illusion because it drops right into the mid of the infielders there, and it's not even close really, but typically we have a pretty good beat on where the ball's going to go, but tonight for some reason it looks like the ball's going to drop into the outfield for a base hit, and each time just about it gets caught. A mirage indeed, like so many things in life.
Yep, and we're not Abbott Costello trying to dive in the oasis of the desert as the next pitch hits the heart of the plate for strike one.
Will Durrell at the plate here.
He hit a single and stole a base in his first at-bat, but he got left stranded.
Yeah, the only base hit so far for the Skunks tonight, coming from Durrell back in the first inning.
How about another base hit, though, into right field? Hardigan getting waved to third. We're going to have runners at the corners as the right fielder had a jump with the ball. Durrell go to second base, and he is called out.
Ooh.
I thought he was safe. Bazille's reaction thought he was safe, but Jamestown getting a little too aggressive for their own good. Hardigan, though, safe at third. 2 outs, and it's going to be O'Shaughnessy, the cleanup guy. He does have the advantage with Hardigan at third. However, that out is a huge one.
Yeah, it is. You know, you'd love to see somebody on first and third with 1 out. Instead, we've got somebody on third with 2 outs. Durrell getting a little too aggressive there. Very close at second, and I agree with you, Norm. And it looked like he was safe to me. There was a lot of dirt being kicked up there as he slid into second, and that may have obstructed our view up here.
Maybe.
The umpire was right on top of it. He called him out. We'll have to go with what the umpire says, regardless of what we think we saw up here in the press box. So 2 away here, runner at third.
Next pitch to O'Shaughnessy, inside ball one. As I like to say, throughout the years, the 2 years you and I have been doing this together, Jason, the umpires have the better view, but we got the best spot in the house here in the press box.
Amen.
As Coletta will get his sign from Berube, looking to keep this a scoreless game. Here's the next pitch. That's in the dirt, 2-0. Again, O'Shaughnessy, he's one of those guys that's a patient batter. He does force a lot of walks on his own end from what you and I have seen of him.
A lot of lefty versus lefty situations so far tonight. You'll get that when you have 2 left-handed starters.
Next one, and that's going to go into left, a base hit. First one of the game belongs to the Skunks, and the pot of potatoes, a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, Mr. O'Shaughnessy.
Mr. O'Shaughnessy indeed does it again with his bat. RBI single, the first run scored of the game. Patrick O'Shaughnessy, when he needs to get it done, more times than not, he will get it done, and we saw it right there. Standout first baseman from Youngstown State here in Jamestown for his second year and getting the first run tonight. against Elmira. 1-0 to score, driving in that run with 2 outs. And now we'll see what can happen now as the next batter steps to the plate.
Yep, O'Shaughnessy, he's got a decent lead off first base, but he's going to take off. Here's the pitch, and it's called a strike. He's got the cabbage with those potatoes with that stolen base.
I tell you, Patrick O'Shaughnessy does not steal a lot of bases. I'm not going to say he's the slowest player on the team, but he's certainly not the most fleet-footed either. But he found his speed right there, and he was off like a shot into second base. And now he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yep, first pitch was called a strike as well. As Coletta will look to keep the damage as is as the next pitch is in the dirt. But good job by Berube to keep it in play to avoid O'Shaughnessy trying to go to third.
Brandon Lane, the batter at the plate, number 13. He's got the 1-1 count right now with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position at second. 2 outs.
Yep, so far from what we've seen, non-out-wise, we've seen a hit by pitch and 2 base hits as the next pitch is at the heart of the plate for strike 2.
Yeah, nice fastball right down the middle there. Coletta has been dropping it in with a breaking ball, kind of an off-speed breaker at that. It kind of just drifts toward the plate and then just drops right across at the last minute. There's another fastball inside and low.
Also hit a little bit of that dirt again. 2-2 count, 2 outs. With it being this even, should Lane possibly be walked or get a base hit? The next batter up, he's on deck right now, is the third baseman, Cody Bay. So, should Lane get on? Bay's up next. Coletta takes a check at O'Shaughnessy. Here's the next pitch. A hard smack going in the left base hit. O'Shaughnessy getting waved home. Here comes the throw to the catcher. And, that was a great toss there by Bobby Marsh. It was shallow enough in the left field for him to throw a cannon, and it went right to Berube, but Jamestown scores a run, and they're ahead 1-0.
1-0 after 4 innings. We'll see what happens in inning number 5 in just a moment right here on WRFA. Yeah, Coach Bazile is pretty aggressive with the base running. I mean, he does it every night, but especially tonight. I wouldn't have sent him to home.
I had a feeling he wasn't going to get
as shallow as that was in left field there.
But that was also a great throw, too.
Yeah, it was right on the money. Came in plenty of time, too. The catcher easily put the tag on, so.
Yep.
And like I said, O'Shaughnessy is not the most, fleet-footed runner, so.
I've even said that. I've said he's not the fastest on the team. Well, he knows I'm not being demeaning, so. He's told me that.
Yeah, not everybody can be Ricky Henderson.
Yeah. Or a Cesar Cedeno or Lou Barak. Ozzie Smith. Willie Wilson. And we're about to start the top of the 5th inning of Skunks baseball here at WRFA. For any viewers of the live stream or listeners of the radio broadcast just beginning to tune in, Jamestown scored the first run of the game back in the bottom of the 4th for a 1-0 lead. Patrick O'Shaughnessy hit an RBI single, but he got tagged out to end the inning trying to head home.
Yep, so here we are now facing the first Elmira batter to lead off the 5th inning. And that would be number 51, Joe Musio, who grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd inning.
Next pitch hit the heart of the plate for strike 1. Next 2 batters after that will be Phelps and Osofsky. So those are the 3 that, at the minimum, Shed will face. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt, 1-1.
We were talking off the air for the listeners on the radio, but I know that our YouTube stream carries our audio even during our commercial breaks here on the radio, about a risky call by Coach Bazile to send O'Shaughnessy in a shallow base hit over to left field, and it kind of backfired there. But, aggressive base running is what I think has given the Skunks a winning record. So I'm not second-guessing it, but sometimes it does come back to haunt you.
Yeah, the last pitch by Shed was at the heart of the plate for strike 2. Here's the next one. Fouled off, and Musio will stay alive in this at-bat. And the wind's starting to die down almost fully. The flags have been significantly slower from the wind. Here comes the 1-2 by Shed. Another one that's Lou skipped to my Lou, 2-2 count. So Muzio making Shed work for this out. He's only allowed 2 hits and has yet to allow a run. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off and the count stays the same. So 2-2 count as Muzio's about to step back into the batter's box. And here's another 2-2 pitch. That one is high and outside for a full count.
Yeah, we get a full count right now. And Shed obviously wanting to deliver here across the plate. Muzio will be defending. We'll see what happens.
Here's the 3-2 off speed. Inside, ball 4. So Muzio gets walked, and now it'll be Lucas Phelps, the shortstop.
And so Elmira able to get a runner on to start things off here with no outs. We'll see if they can capitalize. They've had little success with runners on base so far in this ball game, but with no outs and a runner at first, this could help their odds out immensely, especially if he's able to get a stolen base. We're going to have a meeting of the minds here as they get on talking over with the pitcher. Shed obviously doing a stellar job. I think that was his 3rd walk, Norm.
Let's see here. 1, from what I got, it is 2.
2 walks only so far.
2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
And 3 strikeouts. So, I mean, obviously, he's doing all he can and not letting a lot of it get away from him. But yep. I'm sure they want to calm him down a bit. Coach Powell out there talking things over with his young pitcher. And while they talk things over, Norm and I had a chance to talk things over last night after the game. We saw a couple. Norm, you may have arrived afterward, but a couple members of the Pew crew were actually in a local watering hole. Obviously, we don't really mention businesses on a non-commercial station, but we'll just say that it was a pleasure to catch up with them. And
it was.
They're just as fun outside of the ballpark as they are in the ballpark, and we're very well behaved.
Of course.
In spite of some of their antics you might hear over the airwaves or see in person. Actually, a great group of guys, and it's great to see fans repeatedly coming game after game to cheer on the Tarp Skunks.
So once again, it's going to be Lucas Phelps, the shortstop, up to bat. The conference on the mound is over. Muzio on first, and not a big lead off of first base. I would say it's very menial. Here's the next pitch by Shed, and that's a screamer that goes foul in the left field. And once again, there is action going on in the bullpen. It's the same pitcher as it was the last inning. It was Corey Shields, and if Shed wants to be eligible for this victory, he needs to finish this inning. You need to have a minimum of 5 to be eligible for a win as a starter.
And maybe that's why they wanted to talk things over with him out there. Still in control here, and his team is in the lead.
Here's the next pitch by Shed that's outside. And from campus, taking a look at Muzio. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
It doesn't feel too bad, but, I'm wearing a hoodie. I know Jess is wearing a hoodie, and you mentioned a few players on even the opposing team, including our batter who's currently at the plate, Lucas Phelps, also wearing a hoodie.
And so is the base runner, Muzio. And from taking a quick look at the stat line, he does not have a stolen base all season. Again, he doesn't have a big leadoff first, as the next pitch is outside, 2-2. Again, Campus trying to frame that, but did not get the call, and we're even on the count. So 2-2 count, nobody out. Muzio on first, and Phelps at bat. Shed looking for his 4th strikeout of the game, but here's the pickoff first, but Muzio gets back safely.
Yeah, very nonchalant pickoff.
Yeah, he did also have one where he looked so many times his last start, then he had a bad throwing error. The runner advanced 180 feet and scored a run later.
Yeah, that was in a previous game, right? We had
his last start here.
That's right.
2-2 pitch, outside, full count. So Shed at risk of issuing back-to-back walks. Osofsky is on deck right now.
Back-to-back full counts as well.
Shed getting a sign from Campus, coming set. I'm sure he wouldn't mind the double play too. This one's fouled off and almost played a little plinko on the lights, but it goes over the right part of the bleachers, so count stays full. So the next three, should there be a walk, next three will be Berube, Mandler, then we're back at the top of the order with Odom as full count pitch once again. Take 3 on it as Shed gets his sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a good hit to center, but right under it is Hardigan for out number 1. And now it will be Olsowski, the extra hitter.
Olsowski on his first at-bat in the second inning. Reading your notes here, Norman,
He flew out to shortstop.
Yeah, P6 pop out to short.
Got it. This is the second time we've had the coach
call
come
the
out there,
bullpen.
and so got to be a call to the bullpen.
It is.
And we do have another pitcher making his way to the mound. So that'll do it for Shed here. Great job, and obviously a round of applause by the home crowd here, doing a stellar job. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and just 2 hits given up. And his team has the lead, 1-0. He probably won't get the win, as Norm noted, because he didn't pitch enough innings. But still, another fine start by Eli Shed.
Shed looked way much better in this one than he did at home last week. And it's Corey Shields that's going to be coming in to pitch. We have seen some of him here at Dietrich on a relief stint.
I was going to say, he's got to warm up a couple of pitches here, right, before we actually get back to the action. It gives me a chance to talk about something special, Norm.
And what's that?
That would be the Great American Picnic for 2022. Right. Have you heard about this yet?
I have from you in some conversations, but why don't you lay it on to the listeners and viewers that don't know what it is?
Well, as many of our listeners are aware, WRFA is a non-commercial, non-profit radio station. Our license is held by the nonprofit organization Reg Linnaeus Center for the Arts, which means that a lot of our funding comes from fundraisers, contributions, underwriting, things along those lines, and maybe our biggest fundraiser of the year is happening on Tuesday. That's right, just 3 days away, the first day of summer, June 21st. It's happening at the Southern Tier Brewing Company in Lakewood. They have been gracious enough to host us and allow us to have our fundraiser there. What we do is we set up on the stage and have local musicians volunteer their time to play music of a various theme. Over the years, we've done music from the Summer of Love. We've done Woodstock. We've done music from the 80s, music from the 90s. We've done the music with the moon theme of all things. We've done and outer space, you name it. Yeah, we've done it. This year, we're just going to keep it very general and focus on artists who are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So if an artist is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, our musicians will play any of their music. It's going to be a broad spectrum of rock history on the stage at Southern Tier Brewing Company. Local musicians include the Porcelain Bus Drivers, a longtime favorite in the area. We've got Cold Lazarus. We have Backlog. We have Cindy Love. We also have Chris Lee and his band, which is basically just an all-star band of guys that he likes to jam with. And then we also have Gary Peters Jr. performing, and Matt Larson will be playing as well. All that's happening 5 to 9 on June 21st, and all you have to do is buy a ticket. It's $20. Not only do you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're going to benefit community radio, WRFA, and programs like this, the Tarp Skunks on the radio, but you'll also get 2 drink coupons and a chance to enter a door prize for any number of the gifts that have been donated by downtown businesses in the Jamestown area. We've got a pair of tickets from the National Comedy Center. We got a pair of tickets for Black Violin at the Reg Linnaeus. We've got a great gift from the Liquid Monkey downtown. We've got Jamestown Skate Products, which has given us a skateboard. We have the Biodome Given T-shirts. We have a $25 gift card from 2 downtown businesses, Full Moon Bakery, as well as the Labyrinth Press Company. So we've got a lot of stuff to give away. Stop on by Tuesday, June 21st, 5 to 9. Hope to see you there. I know I'll be there. Norm, you'll be here at the ballpark broadcasting a baseball game. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good. I get paid to do what I enjoy, so I can't be mad about that. And I do know one of the...
And you can only get paid because of that fundraiser, by the way.
Well, I do know studio engineer Gavin Patternety's in one of those bands, as with the hit and run, they do avoid a double play as Olsowski smoked that ball in the infield, and Musio will advance to second. There is 2 outs, and now the batter will be Lucas Berube, the catcher.
So a fielder's choice, basically, there. The hit and run underway. And runner in scoring position, but there are 2 outs.
Yeah, Berube, though, with a base hit, he can tie it back up at 1. But they've only been held to 2 hits between Shed, and now Shields. Here comes the next pitch by Shields. It's a chopper over to Bay. Fields it cleanly. Takes a triple step. Throws to O'Shaughnessy, and it's in plenty of time. So, with a little bit of help from Shields, we got through 4, and Jamestown's still up 1-0.
Yes, they are. We'll send it over to Jess for another thank you to our sponsors. Take it away, Jess.
Support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks in 2022 is brought to you in part by Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, celebrating over 50 years of serving the community's automotive needs with an excellent customer buying and ownership experience. At Schultz Auto Group, all repair facilities have experienced and factory-trained technicians with state-of-the-art equipment for every automotive need, no matter what type of engine, gas, diesel, or electric. The next generation of auto care is already at Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunk Community Baseball on your community radio station, WRFA LP. For more information, call 1-866-931-2998 or visit schultzauto.com.
Thank you, Jess. And although the Jamestown Tarp Skunks had a little bit of trouble there, they were able to get out of it. Runner getting on first base with no outs. They got out of the jam, and Elmira leaves another runner stranded. Just 2 hits so far tonight for the Pioneers after 5 innings, and we're in the bottom of the 5th inning now, and the Skunks are about ready to take the plate. But first, we've got a race here. Another one of those favorites. And
the hot dog race.
Scotty James dressed up as a hot dog down there.
Yep, there were 2 dressed as hot dogs. The other one was Whiffy. Whiffy finished second. Scotty finished third, and the other runner finished first.
All right. I didn't even see that. The other runner was already back over there getting a drink of water. That's why. But Scotty James came in third.
Yeah.
Oh, well, great clubhouse manager, not so much great at the hot dog run. Maybe next time, Scotty. He'll be around later. I think he does the 7th inning stretch, right?
He does. He does the shades of Harry Carey, though it will never be anywhere near Harry Carey. Scotty, I love you, but but the batters that Coletta will face to start off the bottom of inning number 5, that's going to be Bay, Thompson, and Campus.
All right. So, waiting to see if what the delay is here. It's kind of a bit longer delay between. The catcher was out running. Yeah, he had to put his equipment back on because he was out on the base paths. That's exactly what it was. So that explains why we have a little bit longer delay here. Is you have to get the equipment back on, and that's taken care of, so we can get back to action here. And is that still the same? Yeah, still a left-handed pitcher out there. It's still Coletta out there. 5 innings in. He's done a fine job as well, giving up 4 hits, just 1 run. But he's really maintained a lot of control. I haven't seen any wild pitches by either of the pitchers.
By him, but the problem is, even though Coletta's doing well, he's gotten absolutely no offensive support.
No, you gotta have that.
Yeah, you gotta
if you want to win any games, no matter how good your pitchers are. If you can't get the bats to wake up and knock some runs in, you're not gonna win too many games. So we'll see if they can answer that. But first, they got to hold off the Skunks. Any given inning, Jamestown can just explode. We saw that last night. Obviously no runs scored in the first inning. Then they exploded with 6 runs, and then didn't score again until the 8th inning.
Yep.
So and then they got 3 in the 8th inning. So they had 9 runs total last night, but they all came in just 2 innings. So any given inning, Jamestown can make something happen. And once they start getting some momentum, it's hard to slow it down. We'll see what happens here with number 7 for the Skunks, stepping up to the plate, Cody Bay. He flew out to right field his first at bat.
Yes, so Bay, a right-hander, stepping back into the box. He had that throw to first to get out Berube to end the top half of the 5th. The next pitch is low and outside for ball 1. And with him being in and Shed getting pulled early, I wonder if Shed's pitch count was starting to get high. But here's the next pitch by Coletta on the way. It's a 1-0 count. Next delivery. This one's hit deep to left. Chasing it down is Marsh. Getting a lot of real estate, and it's going to drop. Bay going for the double, and he'll stay put. Leadoff double by Cody Bay, and he might as well just plant the tree, lay down in a lawn chair, and stay down by the Bay. Pun totally intended.
Nice job by Cody Bay, his 3rd double of the season. Almost could have got a triple there, but he was smart to hold up there. It looks like the left fielder for Elmira was able to get to the wall in time and pick it up and throw it in as Bay was rounding second, and so he held up there. But that's what you want to see, a runner in scoring position with no outs here, the leadoff runner, in fact. And we'll see if we can add to the 1-0 lead here at Dietrich Park as we're getting close to the top of the hour, but not quite here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Next batter, Thompson wanted to bunt, aborted, and luckily for him, it was outside for ball 1.
Thompson struck out the first time he was at the plate in the 2nd inning.
Again, from what we've seen from Thompson, well more known for his glove than the bat so far. But again, you need both to be able to play baseball with efficiency. Next pitch, this one is going to drop into center for a base hit. And Bazil waving home bay. Here comes a throw to the cutoff man, but it does not work this time. Bay scores on an RBI single by Thompson. And anything he can do with the glove, now he's starting to show it with his bat. It lead up now to 2-0. Nobody out here in the bottom of inning number 5 as it's Captain Johnny Campus coming up to bat. But first, a conference on the mound for Elmira respectively. From what I see, they don't have any pitchers warming up in the bullpen as of yet.
No, I didn't really see anybody warming up earlier on either. So either they're going to send somebody out there cold or they're just going to talk to Coletta and try to see if he can go a little bit longer here in this inning as they try to warm up somebody in the bullpen. Or maybe they'll just send somebody right out here cold and they can do their warm-ups right from the mound. We just saw the pitching change for the Skunks at the top of this inning, and it appears we may be seeing it here in the bottom of the inning as well. Coletta is going to stay out there for the time being, but again, we are going to see some activity in the bullpen as a couple of the pitchers out there are now taking off their sweatshirts and are getting ready to
warm-ups?
To warm up. Taking off their warm-ups to get ready to warm up, yes.
So sounding like a bit of hypocrisy almost there, but runner's going, and it's another one here on a possible pick. Oh, bad throw! Going to left field, so Thompson very lucky that the throw to second base was low, because if not, he would have been a dead duck.
Yeah, he had a big lead off there, and they made the move over to first to try to get him in the rundown, and they had it working. But again, the throw was errant over to the second. He was able to slide safely, and now Thompson is in scoring position with no outs. The score is 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Skunks getting a run in the 4th inning, and now they're working on trying to get more than just one run here in the 5th inning. 2-0 the score.
Next pitch by Coletta. Campus hits it over to third. Oh, mishandled by Johnny Wall, and they're saying it's a fair ball. Campus will get over to first safely. However, Thompson wisely staying at second base because there's no way he would have gotten to third. It was right in the clutch of Wall. It's going to be ruled an E5, so it won't be a base hit, or unless they're ruling it a hit and an error. But right now it's going to be Kane McGee, the extra hitter up the bat.
I don't know if it necessarily was an error. It looks like they are going to give it an error, though. The error is up there. But that was, kind of hard to handle right down the third baseline there. Maybe he could have fielded it, but could he have made the throw over in time? Who knows? We'll never know now. And the ball was fouled, Norm, as you were looking down at your scorecard, and almost came up here to hit one of us lucky broadcasters, but it wasn't quite high enough. It was right on line, though.
Yep.
This is just McGee's second plate appearance of the season. Struck out earlier on in the game in the 2nd inning.
So here's the next pitch to him. That's inside corner, strike 2. He doesn't want to avoid, he wants to avoid the back-to-back strikeouts.
He's been down in the count both times up to bat.
He's back in the box. He's a southpaw going on the left side. Thompson on second, Campus at first. They both got decent leads off the bag. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts. McGee's the victim of, both by swings and misses. But the good news for them is it's only the first out, and it's going to be Jack Davis, who we know can hit it for extra bases.
Yeah, Davis here stepping up, and he definitely can make some things happen. And he's got a little something special to play for here. We met his dad earlier on before the start of the game up here in the press box, visiting from out of town, and he's in the stands, so that's a little extra motivation for Mr. Davis.
Coletta taking a check at Thompson. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-0. So Davis, to end the 3rd inning in his first at-bat, he popped a short. But another quick conference here between one of the infielders, Berube, and Coletta. They do got somebody warming up now in the bullpen. However, as he's standing where the lights are, sometimes that can be a tricky part to see.
Well,
up in
Jess
the
has got
box.
the binoculars out, and she might be able to see the number here eventually and let us know. In the meantime, we're about ready to resume action here after a brief meeting on the mound. Runners at first and second for the Skunks. 1 out. The count is 1-0. Here comes the deal.
Still taking a look at Thompson. Next pitch is fouled off for strike one. Count goes even at ones. Again, Thompson on second, Campus on first. Thompson had an RBI single, and Campus, he just got on not too long ago by an E5. Clutta gets his sign from Berube, takes a check at the runner at second, and he'll just abort and hold off until the next one.
Triple sticks is on. Triple sticks, Norm. You say it better than I do. You got a 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out showing up on the scoreboard right now. Here comes the deal.
And this one is hit to shallow center. Odom chasing it down. He will make the catch, and Thompson deciding not to tag up the third, and that's the right decision.
Yeah, that was definitely too shallow to try to make any attempt to tag up and take third base. So 2 outs now with runners on first and second, and we're back to the top of the order. Yogi Hardigan, who is 0 for 1, but he was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning and ended up scoring the first run of the ball game. He can try to help out the cause here. 2-0 to score right now with a runner on second, runner on first. We'll see what Yogi, the left-handed hitter, can do against the left-handed pitcher Coletta from Elmira.
Yep, both runners, though, playing a little mind games with Coletta. Here's the next pitch, and it's going to be a grounder to first, fielded cleanly by Wayman, and he'll get to the bag in time. So they are able to avoid any further damage, but Jamestown extends their lead to 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 after 5 innings. We'll be back with inning number 6 right here on WRFALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown. That was the legal I just did, so we're good.
Cool.
You ever get a number there, Jess?
No. He didn't turn his back at all.
You don't have any numbers on the front either, right?
Nope.
That'd be nice.
I'm sure he'll be coming in at the bottom of the 6th.
Three. Yeah, it's Serrano. And we're about to start the official 2/3 of this ball game here between your Jamestown Tarp Skunks and the Elmira Pioneers right here on WRFA. We're about to start the top of inning number 6. Shields getting another inning of work. Skunks up 2-0. They extended their lead with a Julian Thompson's RBI single that drove home Cody Bay, who had a double to start the bottom half of the 5th.
Yeah, they left 2 runners on as well, though, Norm. They had a chance to even add to that lead. But 2-0 is, obviously good enough to win a game if it's the 9th inning. But here in the start of the 6th inning, we'll see if it's going to be enough. Elmira still trying to get their bats to wake up. They've only got 2 hits so far on the evening. Some fine pitching, really, when you consider just 2 runs being given up to go along with the 7 hits. But really a nice pitching matchup, not sloppy baseball at all tonight.
Oh, no.
Really some good solid baseball. It's just that the Skunks have had better opportunities at the plate in the base paths, and we see it with the score being 2-0. But we still have 4 innings to go, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And with a 2-0 lead for the Skunks, anything can happen.
Yeah, it can, and the batter Shields is going to face will be Mandler, and then back to the top of the order, which will be Odom and Smith. So Mandler, he had a 4-3 ground out in his first at-bat. That was back in the 3rd inning. The bats have been quiet here for Elmira, as Mandler will step into the box. He's a right-hander, as Shields will look to get a solid inning or 2 of work in before the possibility of Krause coming in to get the save, as the next pitch is high for ball 1. So Mandler wasting no time in between pitches, getting back in the box as Shields will throw the 1-0. That one is low and outside, 2-0. Yeah, from what we see, Mandler wasting no time between pitches. He wants to get on with it and get on base any means possible. It's only a 2-run deficit, not insurmountable. Next pitch is high for ball 3. And once Mandler gets, should he be walked, again, it'll be the top of the lineup coming back up to bat. It'll be Odom and Smith to start it after Mandler. Here's a 3-0, and he'll be walked on 4 pitches. Mandler taking the free pass, and we're back to the top with Odom, the center fielder.
Yeah, runner on first and back to the top of the order. It's kind of what we saw last inning as well. Elmira able to get a runner on board with no outs, but the Skunks were able to get out of that one unscathed. We'll see if it can happen here with a new pitcher. This time it's Corey Shields out there with a runner on first, and this time he doesn't have the advantage of looking at the base runner on first, so we'll see if Elmira tries to capitalize that with an attempted steal.
Well, here's the next pitch. Here's the throw out by the catcher and back in safely. And just like the way Johnson got caught in the pickle in the first inning, Mandler, he had a suicide lead off of first base.
Yeah, he was able to get back there, though. He had a huge lead off of first, but quickly made it back there before Campus could make the throw back down to first base to O'Shaughnessy.
Here's the next pitch. Runner goes. Hard on the plate, strike one, and a good throw by Campus, but the timing of the jump by Mandler was just too spot on.
Yeah, Mandler, really good job there. You know, maybe he should be in the leadoff spot with taking off on first base like that. A good job at stealing, and now he is in scoring position with no outs, and we're at the top of the lineup.
And that was his first steal of the year, too.
Zach Odom at the plate.
Yeah, he's looking for his first hit of the game. He popped a short in his last at-bat. Here's the next pitch. This one's popped up as well, and it's going to be a game of I got it. Bay chasing it down. He'll make the catch. A good job by Shields to get out of the way to avoid getting bowled over by Bay. So a pop to third, and that's the first out of the inning, and it'll be Smith, the right fielder.
Little things, too, Norma. Julian Thompson was the only person in the infield who did not run in to attempt that, and that's for good reason because he had a runner at second, and with Bay coming in to make the catch, nobody was on third, and so Thompson wisely moseyed on over to third to check the runner at second. Sometimes infielders forget about something like that.
Yeah,
and,
they get caught napping.
You leave a base open, and a runner will take it. But a good job by Thompson, heads up there, not to run in and try to get the I got it game and let the others around the campfire pull it in.
Here's the next pitch by Shields, and hard on the plate, strike one. So Smith, he had a pop out in his last at-bat. That one was to second. In his other at-bat, he was walked in the first inning, and he got stranded on second base. So Shields gets his sign from Campus, comes set at the belt. Here comes the 0-1. Outside, count goes even. So 1-1 count, 1 out. No runs on 2 hits so far by Elmira. They have also committed an error. Shields looking to get back ahead in the count. He gets the sign he wants from Campus. And here comes the 1-1 pitch by Shields. Caught but mishandled by Campus. It was inside for ball 2. And with that, advancing 90 feet on it is Mandler. So now even with a sacrifice fly, the deficit could be cut in half.
Yeah, Mandler now just 90 feet away from home plate. 90 feet closer, as you noted. 90 feet away from cutting this lead in half. 2-0 the score here in the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher for the Skunks. Corey Shields came in the middle of the 5th inning, and here he is in the 6th trying to help his team hold the lead.
Next pitch, though, was almost a wild one, but it bounced off the dirt, and Campus does a great job of catching it. It's a 3-1 count, and Shields in big trouble of issuing his second walk of the inning. Looking to at least get that to a full count, or possible exchange the out for the run. Here's the 3-1. Broken bat going into short, fielded by Thompson. Gets it to O'Shaughnessy in time. So a ground out via the 6-3. Even so, the run scores. Elmira's on the board 2-1. And now it'll be Frank Wayman.
Yeah, nice RBI sacrifice there. Broken bat and all. And, you know, it's always kind of harrowing when you see that bat snap in half and heading out there into the field of play. But nobody was hurt, and we did get an out. But the Elmira Pioneers also got a run. So it's now 2-1. The lead cut in half, and they get their I was going to say get their second hit, but they didn't because that was obviously a sacrifice. So still just 2 hits, but 1 run.
So 2 outs. Elmira just got a run on the board, making it 2-1. Here's the next pitch. Hard to the plate, strike 1.
Wyman got a single, one of the 2 hits back in the first inning, and struck out in the 4th inning.
And he'll look to extend the inning here, and should he, Bobby Marsh would be up next. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Shields 1 strike away from keeping the damage as it is, and Jamestown still keeping their lead. They've been known to play real dangerously in situations like this, and more often than not, they walk away unburnt. Here's the 0-2. That one's high, count goes 1-2. Again, Wayman looking to just keep the inning alive. Looks like there's more action in the bullpen on Jamestown's side. From my view, it looks like it's Tucker Fenton, number 22. As the next pitch is on the way for Shields. On the way, and it hits him. So the inning will continue. Wayman with the hit by pitch. And it's going to be Bobby March, the left fielder, who has the other of the 2 hits for Elmira.
Yeah, up in the count, 1-2, and you hate to see that happen that way with a hitting the batter. And now Elmira has the tying run on first base here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Another left-handed pitcher stepping up.
Yeah, it's Bobby Marsh, the left fielder, and again, it's Tucker Fenton warming up in the bullpen for the Skunks as Shields on the belt looking to just put the top of the 6th on ice. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt, but a nice catch there by Campus to avoid it going to the backstop, ball 1.
Bobby Marsh struck out the first time at the plate, but did get a base hit the second and only, the only other hit besides the previous hitter that was just before him.
1-0 count, pickoff on the way. High throw, but O'Shaughnessy able to nab it.
I understand you want to, keep the runner in check and all that, but obviously you got 2 outs. Let's just try to focus on getting that final out and getting out of this one.
Shields looking for that right sign from Campus. He's got the one he wants. Or maybe not, deciding to do a quick little time there as now Shields back in the rubber. Not a big lead off of first by Wayman. Here's Shields' next pitch. That one's inside 2-0.
And the reason why I don't like throwing to the first too much is obviously a wild throw could result in the runner making it all the way to third base or easily stealing second.
Very true.
At the very least, and we've seen that happen a few times this season.
Not a big lead off first. Here's the 2-0. Or that's going to be a pass ball. And advancing to second and going over to third, that is Wayman, and he'll advance 180 feet because that ball went so far in the backstop and Campus wasn't sure where it was. He's the third.
He had some interference with the umpire, too, who was right behind him, and the ball got away from him. When he spun around, he bumped right into the umpire, and that didn't help matters either. And that allowed 2 bases being stolen, and now 90 feet away from tying this one up, just when we thought we might be getting out of this inning with a 2-1 score, we now have a runner who is on third.
Yeah, the good news is, though, for Shields, there is 2 outs. Looks like there's going to be a quick conference on the mound. Again, Fenton is warming up for Jamestown. Unless this could be a pitching change from, I'm seeing the base umpire indication, unless he's, yep, it's a pitching change. That's it for Shields. So, again, it's going to be number 22, Tucker Fenton, coming in to pitch for the Skunks.
And he'll try to get the Skunks out of a jam with a runner now at first and third. And the runner made it to first. Was that a walk or was he hit?
It was a hit by pitch.
All right, so he was hit. And the ball got away from Johnny Campus, the catcher for Jamestown, and that is how we've got a runner at first and third now.
If he was hit by the pitch, then how come the runner got to...
That's what I'm trying to figure out, yeah. Maybe they'll put him back.
Are you referencing Wayman? Or?
The lead runner who's now at third...
he was hit by a pitch.
Right, and then what happened to Marsh?
Oh, the count must have continued. They may have called time during the count.
He went to first.
He's on first base now.
Oh, it was a walk.
Okay, so it was already 3 balls against him?
Yes, yeah, it was a 3-0 count.
Thanks, Norm. It's hard to keep track of all this stuff. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, and plus there was a wild pitch during that, so that's how the other runner, Wayman, was able to advance to third.
And sunlight has completely left the ballpark now. The sun slowly sets in the west. The field is completely in the shade.
Yep.
Which makes it somewhat challenging when you have half the field lit up by the sun and the other half in the shade, especially for fields out there and batters too. You know, all depending on how the light is hitting the field. But that's no longer an issue.
Yep. And while we're waiting, though, we do also got a stat line also for Fenton. He's the one taking over for Shields to finish off the 6th.
Well, Fenton's had 3 games here, pitched 3 2/3 inning, given up just 4 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, has walked 5 batters, also struck out 5 batters, and he has an ERA of 12.27. So he can help out his numbers here and his confidence and bring that number down if he can get his team out of a jam. But right now he's going to have runners at the corners with 2 outs as he prepares to try to get him out of this. But Elmira obviously trying to tie the game up. If you're just joining us, Jamestown took the lead in the 4th inning, 1-0. They added another run last inning in the 5th inning, and now Elmira has added a run here at the top of the 6th inning, and it could be another run being added if they're able to advance the runner on third 90 feet.
Yeah. All I know is from me reading that stat line, I wonder if that's why Wild Thing's being played. Hopefully it's not in a demeaning way, but the batter that Fenton will be facing is going to be Johnny Wall. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. The first one was a 4-3. The other one was from the pitcher to the first baseman.
And I think we're ready to resume action here.
We are.
Enough warm-up pitches have been had by Fenton. Pitching right-handed, facing the right-handed number 28, Johnny Wall.
Yes, so Wall, he is a right-hander, and with a base hit, he can tie this game up. Runners are at the corners, only with 2 outs, and it's Wayman on third and Marsh on first. Here's the first pitch by Fenton. It's fouled off for strike 1. So again, 1 run on only 2 hits by Elmira, but a combination of a couple of walks and hit by pitches and some wild pitches, they're able to cut the deficit in half to 2-1. Next pitch on the way by Fenton. That's in the dirt, but Campus able to block it. Count goes even at 1-1. And should the runner on third, which is Wayman, should he score, that run will be charged to Shields.
Yeah, Campus was able to stop that pitch, but a close call for him in stopping that pitch, and that's why the umpire called time just to make sure that Campus could recover. He did. He's good to go, and we're ready to see the next deal here.
Fenton looking to just keep this a 2-1 lead for Jamestown here in the top of inning number 6. Next pitch on the way, fouled off, strike 2. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. He's got that bit of a delay on his arm clutch when he throws that pitch. Again, it's similar to Alex Wood, the pitcher for the San Francisco Giants, who actually just got a win tonight.
Huh.
So Fenton, 1 strike away from getting the top of the 6th. Runner's going. He got caught napping, and he's just going to let him. Oh, it's still live. Bit of confusion, and he's going to head in safely. And it's a bad throw, and the tying run's going to score. This is a comedy of errors right here by Jamestown. A little bit of confusion and an easy steal right there for Bobby Marsh. And with the errant throw, going home was Frank Wayman, and we're tied at 2. Man, what a folly by the Skunks.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Tucker Fenton was staring at the runner who was just bouncing up and down, egging him on, daring him to throw to second, and sure enough, Tucker Fenton did, and it was an errant throw over the second baseman's head, and the runner on third easily advances, and now we have a tie ball game, all tied up at 2 apiece.
This one's going to go over to Bay, and he's going to fling it to O'Shaughnessy in time, and they do end the top of the 6th, but that big gaff by Jamestown gets Elmira to tie this up at 2.
Yeah, 2 apiece as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. We got a brand new ball game ready to go here, and we'll thank one of our sponsors. And Jessica, why don't you do the honors with the IDA if you can?
Support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball for the 2022 season is brought to you in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency. The Chautauqua County IDA is an economic development organization authorized and empowered by New York State to make Chautauqua County a better place to work, live, and visit. The IDA facilitates development by attracting new businesses while also promoting the retention and expansion of existing businesses. And it offers businesses assistance in the forms tax abatements, low interest loans, and bond financing, all of which enhances the opportunities for job creation and retention by our businesses. The Chautauqua IDA, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA. For more information, call 661-8900 or visit ccida.com.
Thanks, Jessica. And Norm, yeah, we've got ourselves a brand new game here. I mean, obviously, Jamestown will have 3 more outs to work with than Elmira, but the score is all tied up at 2 apiece. Jamestown trying to prevent Elmira from tying it up, but again, just a little bit of a folly out there. And, you know, a lesson learned, I think, for Tucker Fenton on how to deal with that situation. I'm sure he's using this as a learning experience to prevent that from happening again.
But you know what he can take some comfort in? That tying run was charged to Shields.
Oh, all right.
Because they were inherited base runners at the corners. But Coletta's getting another inning of work here for Elmira. Serrano was warming up in the bullpen for Elmira earlier in the last inning. I think he's out there right now again. But the batters that Coletta will be facing are 2 through 4. Johnson, Durrell, and O'Shaughnessy. And between Durrell and O'Shaughnessy, they're 3 for 4 with 3 singles and 1 RBI. Yeah,
Coletta, starter of tonight's game for Elmira, now here in the bottom of the 6th inning, giving up 7 hits, 2 runs. His team has also had 1 error on the field.
Yep, and I'm surprised Jamestown wasn't charged with throwing error on that go-ahead or the tying run coming in. And from taking a look at the bullpen, it's indeed Serrano in there again as the next pitch by Coletta hits the heart of the plate for strike 1. So Johnson's 0 for 1. He got walked in the first, but he got caught taking too big of a lead on first base. And Coletta caught him red-handed as he chops it over to the pitcher, and he'll granny toss it to Wayman for the first out.
So 1 away here, and now Will Durrell will step on up. He's got 2 hits on the day so far, trying to go for number 3, 2 base hits back in the 1st inning as well as in the 4th inning. Left on base both times, though. He has not scored any runs, but he is able to advance. We'll see if he can do it again here. Batting left-handed, lefty versus lefty here, and so far Durrell has gotten the better part of the deal in this battle between the 2 lefties.
Yeah, and in his last one, though, he got caught trying to extend it to a double.
That's right. Still a base hit, though, right?
Yep, still base hit. Next pitch on the way by Coletta. It deflects off the shoe of Berube, but nobody on base, ball 1. So Durrell back into the box, a southpaw hitter for Skunk Nation as Coletta gets his sign from Berube. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one outside and low, 2-0. Made a rhyme inadvertently, and I'm sure some artists and authors like Dr. Seuss could come up with better rhymes as well. But 2-0 count, only 1 out. Here's the next pitch by Coletta. Hard of the plate, strike 1.
I'd say the wind died down. Then it
yeah, the flags are just hanging down there. They're just hanging freely. Next pitch on the way, in the dirt, 3-1. Again, the next batter on deck's O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, it's amazing how you forget about the wind when it's no longer blowing on you, right? I mean, it was pretty windy. You could hear it even with our microphone, our field mic, earlier on in the game. But you're right, Jess, it's totally died down now.
Here's the 3-1. This one's popped up, but it looks like it's going to go out of play. Berube chasing it down. But even if he would have caught it off the netting, that would not have been an out because that would have been called an entrapment. So count goes full 3-2.
I think it's a legal term as well in criminal justice law, Norm.
Yep. These are their stories. As Durrell will step back into the box, it's a full count, 1 out. And the next batter again is O'Shaughnessy, who had an RBI single in his last at-bat in the 4th inning. It was the first run scored by either team. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, and we'll see another pitch in his at-bat.
Yeah, a little Bee Gees here, staying alive, doing what he can to get on base for the 3rd time.
That's one of the songs a lot of CPR trainers show for when you have to do the heartbeats, 100 beats a minute. But here's the full counter on the way. Inside, ball 4. Durrell will get the free pass. And he'll head to first, and it'll be Patrick O'Shaughnessy up to bat, the first baseman.
O'Shaughnessy got a base hit in the 4th inning and drove in the first run of the ball game, and he also struck out looking back in the 1st inning.
Yep, and when O'Shaughnessy got on base, he was waved home by Bazile, but he got caught like a dead goose.
Durrell leads the team in stolen bases. We'll see if he tries something here against the left-handed pitcher who's already caught somebody on first base back in the early stages of the game, Johnson.
Well, Durrell already has a stolen base in this game. Here comes the next pitch. It's high and outside for ball 1. So the next 2 after O'Shaughnessy, should it occur, it'll be Lane, then Bay. As Durrell, he's got a decent lead off of first base. It's a 1-0 count. Coletta taking a check at him. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-0.
Yeah, catcher tried to frame that as a strike, but the umpire wasn't fooled.
So 2-0 count, only 1 out. Durrell, who already has a stolen base, I wouldn't be surprised if Bazile sends him off for a second one of the game to match his jersey number. Here's a 2-0. That's inside, 3-0. Almost played a little bit of that elbow music.
Yeah, O'Shaughnessy is just going to stand like a statue on this pitch. A 3-0 count. You can tell that the time out there in the mound, the number of pitches might be starting to get to Coletta here.
Yep, 3-0 count. It's a hitter count. No, or only 1 out. Durrell on first. I wonder if he'll take off on this pitch, but here's the 3-0. Walked on 4 pitches is O'Shaughnessy. Back-to-back walks to start the inning, and now it'll be Brandon Lane, the left fielder.
Yeah, and now the coach for Elmira is coming out there to meet with his pitcher. It might be it for Coletta, who's done a fine job out there on the mound, but with back-to-back walks, you don't want to press your luck. And we still have number 3 warming up out there. They haven't officially waved at him. I don't know. You think Elmira's coach is going to be willing to let Coletta stay out there and try to get out of a jam?
I'm not sure. You don't want to pull something like Pedro Martinez did in the ALCS in 2002 against the Yankees. Stayed in, got shelled for 5 runs.
Yeah, they're keeping him in. They let him hold on to the ball, and everybody's leaving, so Coletta's going to stay out there. And he put the runners on first and second. He's going to try to get out of this jam. 1 out here. If you're just joining us, it's Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFA. All tied up at 2 apiece. Bottom of the 6th inning. Jamestown taking on Elmira. The Skunks have runners at first and second. Here we go. Here comes the deal.
And both got on by the walk as the next pitch is on the way by Coletta to Lane. And delayed strike call, but it hits the inside corner according to his indication for strike 1.
Lane got a base hit back in the 4th inning.
In his other at-bat, he lined out to second. Here's the next pitch, and almost got him on the foot, but it's a ball, 1-1. And they're also seeing if he went around on a check swing, but clearly he did not. So counts even. And again, a Durrell on second, O'Shaughnessy at first. And each of the stolen base tonight, coincidentally. Coletta gets his sign from Berube. Comes set, takes a check at Durrell. Here comes the next pitch. Inside, 2-1.
That was very close. Again, we don't have the angle here, but I thought that would have been a strike. It looked like it was right over the outside edge of the plate, but still over the edge.
Too. But it's a 2-1 count, only 1 out. A base hit can give the Skunks back the lead. Off speed, outside, 3-1. I do think if he issues a walk here to Lane, this will be the end of the night for him, should there be another base on balls.
Yeah, it's a hitter's count here. Lane can swing away if he wants, 3-1. Runners at first and second, and already both those runners being walked. Maybe Lane will press his luck and just stand like a statue and see if he gets a ball.
Well, here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, that was a hard swing, too. Nice cut, but as Norm likes to say, looking for the cheddar, found the Swiss.
Though I always like to say the tater, and found the Swiss as well. But it's a full count, only one out, and a base hit away, and the lead will be at bay for the Skunks. Full count pitch, runners are going. This is going to be popped over to right, and making the catch is Smith, and the throw to second base in time. So second time the Skunks have been a victim of a backfired hit and run, and it cost them a chance for the lead, and that concludes 6 here at Dietrich.
Yes, it does. 2 runners left on for the Skunks and no runs to show for it. 2-2 the score after 6 innings of play. We'll be back with inning number 7 in a moment on WRFA.
Downton Abbey. Hey, Norm, you ever watch Downton Abbey? Okay, so Fenton's getting another inning of work. And we're about to start the top of the 7th inning of Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRFA. We're still deadlocked here at 2 apiece as Tucker Fenton's going to get another inning of work on the rubber for the Skunks.
Yeah, baseball's, a game of momentum like any other type of sporting competition. And right now, I got to say the momentum's swinging toward Elmira.
I agree.
Getting 2 runs in the 6th inning and preventing Jamestown from capitalizing on 2 runs there with just 1 out. Double play ended that opportunity.
Yep.
And now Elmira, they have a chance to try to take the lead here in the top of the 7th inning. They've already got 2 runs. We'll see if they can get more. Still just 2 hits to show for those 2 runs.
Yep, as it's going to be Muzio, Phelps, and Osovsky to start it off in the top of inning number 7.
Muzio 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out in the 2nd inning and then walked in the 5th inning and was left on base. A little bit ahead in the box. Okay, now he's going to step back. He was standing way out in the front there.
Yeah,
and I
that
thought
would
he was
have been
ready
an
for the deal.
automatic out. His feet were way over the line. So Elmira catching that big break with the Skunks trying too aggressively of the Billy ball. Here's the next pitch by Fenton. That one's hit to left field, but laying under it, had to backpedal quite a bit, but he does make the catch for the first out.
Yeah, shifted his position a little bit there too, but he was able to make the catch, and that's really all that counts. And so quickly went away, swinging on the first pitch that he saw, and here comes Lucas Phelps, who is 0 for 2 on the day, grounding out in the 2nd, and also flying out back in the 5th inning to center field.
We're still tied here 2-2 as number 22 for Jamestown, Tucker Fenton's next pitch is inside, though it deflected off the tip of Campus's glove for ball 1. So right now, Skunks, they don't have any pitchers working in the bullpen as of yet, but it looks like they may have someone up soon from my vantage point as the next pitch is on the way by Fenton, and in the dirt, 2-0. So on the rubber again is Fenton. It's a 2-0 count in favor of Lucas Phelps. Here comes the next pitch by Fenton. That's low, 3-0.
That looked like it was right down the middle, too. Must have been too low.
So 3-0 count. Fenton not wanting to issue a 4-pitch walk. Count, 1 out. Here's the next pitch. Walked on 4 pitches is Lucas Phelps. And now it's going to be Joe Osovsky, the extra hitter.
Yeah, Osovsky 0 for 2. Pop fly in the 2nd inning, and a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning.
So he'll look for his first hit of the game.
Runner on first. The go-ahead run for Elmira here. The score's
indeed
2-all. Top of the 7th inning at Dietrich Park.
So runner on first again, that is Lucas Phelps. He's got a decent lead off the base as next pitch is right down Broadway for strike one. So back in the box already again is Olsovsky. Fenton looking for that right sign from Campus. Phelps, the runner on first, just one out here for Elmira. They had 2 runs to tie the game in the 6th inning. Here's the pickoff, and back safely is Phelps. Yeah, from my view from the bullpen, there is action going on now for the Skunks. I did see it was number 27 for Jamestown. We don't have a number on it for them right now, but the only 0 I see on the Skunks roster for pitching is Tyler Hoover, but advancing the third base is Lucas Phelps.
Yeah, he stole second, and a wild throw over to second allowed him to advance over to the third. So now they're 90 feet away from taking the lead. Like I said, it's all about momentum, and right now Elmira looks to be in control of this game. Obviously, we still have plenty of action left to go, 3 frames to be exact. But in the top of the 7th inning, at all tied up, Elmira could be taking the lead here any moment.
Here's the 1-1. That's outside corner, strike 2. The advantage is for Elmira with just 1 out. Even a grounder on the opposite end of the field could give you their first lead of their game. Bad throws proven costly, and it did with the tying run back in the 6th inning. A little lollipop that was over the head of the man covering second as the next pitch is way outside for a 2-2 count. Once again, Phelps, the runner on third, he got on by a walk. Stole second. Another bad throwing mistake by Jamestown tonight. Advanced him an extra 90 feet. Next pitch, caught looking. Strike 3 on the outside corner. And Olsovsky gets struck out looking on the backward K. Now it's going to be Lucas Berube, the catcher.
That should give Tucker Fenton a little bit more confidence here with 2 outs and trying to hold that runner at third base and leave him stranded. Number 9 is Lucas Berube, and he's 0 for 2 on the day. Popped out in the 3rd inning, grounded out in the 5th.
Next pitch hit the outside corner for strike 1. So Fenton, 1 out away from getting out of this, I wouldn't say much of a jam, but a runner in scoring position situation. Only runner is on third base, and again, that is Phelps. Here's the next pitch by Fenton in the dirt, but a good job snagging it by Campus. Almost like the days of Thurman Munson, cat on a mouse, met on the glove with the ball. 1-1 count, 2 outs, and again, Berube back in the box. Right-handed hitter, Fenton gets his sign, comes set from Campus. Here's the 1-1. Wild pitch! And Phelps is going to get in safely, and another costly mistake by Jamestown. Another run scoring off it, and the 3-2 lead for Elmira, their first lead of the game. And another huge gaffe, an error by Jamestown.
Yeah, you hate to see that, a wild pitch and the team taking the lead, but you know, the one thing we got to remind ourselves of, Norm, is that there's still plenty of baseball to be played. We're only in the 7th inning here.
Next pitch on the way, and outside, 3-1. And should Berube get walked, the next batter up would be Max Mandler. He's the one that scored the tying run off that bad throw on the stolen base back in the 6th inning. He got on by a base on balls. 3-1 pitch by Fenton. Outside corner on the off-speed. Count goes full. Again, there is another Skunk pitcher warming up in the bullpen from what I saw, number 27. And again, the only pitcher on this roster that doesn't have a number is Tyler Hoover, so it could possibly be him. Here's the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So Berube gets walked. Second walk issued of the inning by Fenton. And now it's going to be Max Mandler, the second baseman.
Yeah, Johnny Campus getting a workout back there, trying to keep the balls in front of him. He's had a few errant throws come his way. He's done a good job keeping some of them in check. But obviously with that pass ball we saw that had the go-ahead run score, not all the time. 2 outs here. Jamestown just trying to put this inning away and see what they can do with their bats at the bottom of the inning. But first things first, you got to end this top of the inning.
Next pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1. And again, Mandler, the runner on first. Or no, it's Berube, excuse me, Mandler the batter. Again, Mandler got on by a walk back in the 6th inning, and he also scored the tying run during it. And here's the next pitch. Berube's going, swing and a miss. And Campus couldn't get a grip of the ball, so an easy stolen base there for Berube. He'll advance to scoring position. Counts 0-2. So a base hit could drive home Berube. So 0-2 count, 2 outs as Mandler's back in the box. Right-handed hitter as Fenton looking to keep the damage as is to avoid a big deficit. Here's the pitch. That one low and outside, 1-2. Still a pitcher's count, though, so nothing to panic too much about. Or, beg your pardon, it's going to be 27's Derek Benzinger from what I see. I did overlook that there was also a backside to it. However, sometimes it goes front and back, sometimes they don't.
We've all been there, Norm.
But it's a 1-2 count right now. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And again, one way outside, but Campus able to block it, and we got the triple deuces 2-2. And Campus going to Fenton to wonder what in the world's going on, because this inning is starting to get a little out of hand, even though it's only 1 run on the board.
Well, he's doing what a catcher needs to do, right? You got to calm down your pitcher and talk it over with him, make sure you're both on the same page. And I'm sure that's all he's doing right now is saying, hey, relax. You've got 2 strikes here, 2 outs. We got to get out of this one.
Yep.
Take your time, keep your focus, and let's make it happen. And, you know, that's really what a catcher does, and especially when you're the team leader. So Johnny Campus doing what he needs to do to calm Tucker Fenton down a little bit here and try to get out of this bit of a jam that he's got in with a runner at second and, of course, giving up the lead.
Here's the 2-2. That one's foul, but it's going to go out of play. It's going to go into the bleachers for the count to stay 2-2. And I did notice this on my roster. Benzinger's not even listed on the pitcher staff. He's on the others. So that may have been another throw-off. But again, he's the one in the bullpen right now. So should Mandler get on base, I do think that's when Benzinger may come in. But we'll just have to wait and see, as it's still a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Mandler with a base hit could extend Elmira's lead to 2 runs.
Yeah, Benzinger, a true utility player because he hits and pitches.
Also pulling some Shohei Ohtani, Michael Lorenzen, as this one hits the dirt for a full count. Berube will wisely stay at second base. Again, Campus does have a cannon for an arm.
And we got a full count now, 3-2 with 2 outs. Runner at second.
So in danger of watching 3 batters in the last 4 faced is Fenton. Berube on second. Besides that, no other baseman on. 2 outs, full count. Here comes Fenton's 3-2. That one's going to go through into center field, base hit. Berube getting waved home. He'll get there easily. And Elmira back-to-back 2-run innings. 4-2 now the score. And now it's going to be back to the top of the lineup with Zach Odom, the center fielder.
Well, like I said, it's all about momentum. And right now, Elmira is in full control of this game, 4-2. Skunks is trying to end this 7th inning. The 6th inning and the 7th inning have been a bit of a nightmare for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Runner at first, 2 outs. We'll see if they can't finally get this 3rd and final out. But before that, Coach Powell's going to make his way out to the mound, and that may be all we see for Tucker Fenton. And
that's what I'm thinking. Again, it is
Benzinger may be the one who is ready to come out here to spell him.
And the umpire's waving him over, so this could be, yes it is. Benzinger's going to be coming in. It's going to be the end of the night for Fenton, and should the score stay the same, Fenton will be charged with the loss. But there's still 2 innings of change still of quote-unquote regulation baseball, as again it'll be Derek Benzinger. He's a right-hander from Bergen Community College. He'll be coming in on the belt for Skunk Nation, and from taking a look here, this will be his first appearance where it was not a start. This will be a relief appearance. He's pitched 9 innings flat, so 4.5 innings to start. 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. He's 1-0, and his ERA is a flat even 3.00.
And while he warms up, Norm, I just want to remind our listeners about the Tarp Skunk schedule. Looking forward into next week. So tonight, Saturday, obviously taking on Elmira. On the road tomorrow, taking on Geneva Red Wings. And then they've got 3 games at home in 2 days. They're going to have Monday off, and then Tuesday, June 21st, the first day of summer, They'll be hosting the Geneva Red Wings. The following day on Wednesday, June 22nd, it's a doubleheader. You like baseball? Come on down to the ballpark. Let's play two. It's Oneonta coming into town. Game 1 scheduled to begin at 5 o'clock. Game 2 of the doubleheader obviously begins after the first game is over with. They might have about a half an hour break in between. Typically about a 7:30 start. Norm and I were discussing, are they going to have 7 innings in a doubleheader? I think that's what they're going to be going with. We'll find out, but my guess is it's going to be the same as last year.
That's what I'm thinking.
7 innings for the doubleheader as well. Thursday, they're going to be on the road at Niagara. And then Friday, it's fireworks night here. Batavia Muck Dogs in town, taking on the Tarp Skunks, Friday, June 24th. A 7 o'clock start for that one because obviously you want to have fireworks at night. So you're going to start the ball game a little bit later to give your fireworks a chance to go off a little bit later on in the night. So fireworks will be happening here at Dietrich Park, weather permitting, on Friday, June 24th. I looked at the schedule, Norman, and you realize that there's 6 home games that we're calling in the course of just 8 days. Last night we did a game. Tonight we're doing a game. Tuesday we're doing a game. Wednesday we're doing 2 games. And then next Friday we're doing another game. So if you like baseball, Norm, you found the right job because we got plenty of it coming up here in this stretch of 8 days that we're doing.
It's not the first time I've done something like this, Jason. Again, like you and I have talked about sometimes at the station, I did public address for this team for 3 years when it was the Jammers. So there were times we had stuff like that as well. So it's something I'm not unfamiliar with. However, in my experience working for this team, there's never been a firework night that has gone through yet. So hopefully this year will be different, but stay optimistic for the best, be prepared for the worst. Be ready for both ends.
You jinxed them by mentioning that. I remember last year they were going to have fireworks one year. It rained one night, and then they rescheduled. They're going to have it again, and then the fireworks company had an insurance issue.
Yeah, there was some internal problems.
Yeah, so it wasn't the team's fault, but the fireworks company simply couldn't come here. So, hey, we'll have fireworks at Dietrich Park eventually. Maybe we'll see some on-the-field fireworks tonight with a little rally by the Tarp Skunks. They're losing right now, 4-2. They were in control through 5 innings, but in the 6th inning, Elmira was able to tie it up. And here in the 7th inning now, Elmira takes the lead, and they're looking to add to it with 2 outs, a runner at first. We've got a new pitcher on the mound, Derek Benzinger, and we're ready for action back at the plate with number 15, the leadoff hitter, stepping up there, Zach Odom.
So Mandler, who just had that RBI single, he's the man on first. He's got a decent-sized lead off it. Here's the next pitch. First one by Benzinger, and a delayed strike call, but it does go Benzinger's way. Hit the outside corner, strike 1. Benzinger, just from that stance, almost like Craig Kimbrell, just not as far down, looking like Quasimodo a little bit, not like that. But here's a pickoff attempt, and back in safely is Mandler, and that's a quick one.
Yeah, he's got a quick release there. Kind of Jacob DeGrom-ish, too, with his hairstyle, right? Flowing out from under his hat.
Yeah, if it was more dirty blonde, I would have said Syndergaard myself. But here's a slide back in again safely is Mandler. You know, it's funny that one of the pitchers that we had last season had hair like that, Ryan Broderick.
He did.
Though we had that superstition of the hat popping off his head. Well, here's Benzinger's next pitch, and it's fouled off, strike 2.
Quickly up in the count here, 0-2. Plenty of pitches to throw toward the batter.
Yeah, Odom's looking for his first hit of the game. He's popped out twice in the infield, and he's also struck out. So Benzinger gets his sign from campus. Here's the 0-2. Runner's going. Chopped foul and to the Skunks dugout, excuse me. So count still 0-2. Benzinger's ahead in the count. And regarding when the Skunks come back up to bat, we're not sure if we'll still see Coletta pitching. Last couple innings, Serrano was warming up in the bullpen, so we'll just have to wait and see after the 7th inning stretch and all the fun stuff that goes on in between innings for Skunks baseball. Here's the 0-2 on the way by Benzinger again. Another one that bounces off the dirt, and another advancement of 90 feet by Mandler, and for him, that's the deja vu moment that happened to him in his last at-bat in the last inning. That was where he had gotten the tying run again off that lackadaisical throw on the stolen base by, which was Bobby Marsh. So Benzinger, he's still ahead in the count, 1-2. He's shaking off a couple of signs from Campus, coming set at the belt. Mandler on second base after taking off on the bad pitch. 1-2. Popped up, but it's going to go out of play. So count will stay at 1-2. Umpire indicating that he needs a few more baseballs for each side pocket. Again, Odom, he's 0 for 3. He's looking for his first hit of the game. Benzinger waiting for that right sign from Campus and shaking off a couple different ones. Now he gets the one he wants. And here comes the 1-2 on the way by Benzinger. Chopped foul again, but almost caught barehanded by their third base coach. Count still 1-2.
This is a very long inning, Norm.
Yeah, it is. The long and winding inning. 1-2 count, 2 outs. As Ode almost stepped back into the batter's box. A base hit can give Elmira a 5-2 lead. Benzinger gets the pitch he wants. Takes a check at Mandler at second. Here's the 1-2. And another foul ball to the dugout as the Skunks. And making Benzinger work to get this third out.
Yeah, he's really battling here against Odom. Odom does not want to make the final out here in what's turned out to be a really beneficial inning if you're an Elmira Pioneers fan.
Yep, and I would predict Benzinger may throw one here out of the zone Seafield chase. Here's the 1-2. That one is fouled down the third baseline.
Yeah, just about 2 feet away from being fair and extra bases and scoring another run.
Indeed. I really think Benzinger should try and throw one out of the zone, see if Odom will chase it, because he's been swinging at pretty much every pitch he's seen from Benzinger so far in this at-bat. It wouldn't hurt to throw that, what we call a waste pitch. 1-2 count, though.
See what happens here with the deal.
He takes a check at Mandler. Here comes the 1-2 once again. Outside corner, caught looking for strike 3. And that's going to be the end of 6.5. We've hit the 7th inning stretch, but Elmira's up, though, 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2. I'll thank one of the sponsors here as Jess continues doing the stats. Support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting's American Rescue Plan Stabilization Grant. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is a private nonprofit corporation created by Congress in the Public Broadcasting Act of 1967. It is the steward of the federal government's investment in public broadcasting and the largest single source of funding for public radio, television, and related online and mobile services. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting works to ensure universal access to non-commercial, high-quality content and telecommunications services. It does so by distributing more than 70% of its funding to more than 1,500 locally owned public radio and television stations, including WRFA. For more information about the CPB, go online to cpb.org. With that being said, we're back here to the action. 4-2 the score, heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. We just had the 7th inning stretch performed by Scotty James.
Yep, and one of the guys that was part of the players that was behind him was Bryce Jackson, but again, will never be like Harry Carey or any of those comedic singers that want to do the not the national anthem, but the take me out to the ball game. But you can never say no to a box of Cracker Jacks.
No, you really can't.
At the end of the day, Yogurt found his Schwartz ring in a Cracker Jack box as Coletta's going to get another inning of work, and he's going to be facing Bay, Thompson, and Campus.
The soothing voice of Ken Hardley singing the Jamestown Tarp Skunks theme song.
Yep.
A song that's very familiar, I'm sure, to our listeners who hear it just about during every commercial break and during our promos and what have you. And it's even played here at the ballpark.
It is. So, again, it's going to be Cody Bay up to bat. He had a double and scored a run back in the 5th inning, which extended their lead at the time to 2-0. So, I think what Elmira's doing is they may have Coletta maybe either complete this inning or work part of one so that way he'd be eligible for the victory as the next pitch is outside for ball 1.
Well, he pitched 6 full innings, right? Wouldn't he be eligible for the victory anyway?
Well, it was tied.
And what if he just pitches 1 pitch here?
I would say if he gets 1 out, he would become eligible.
All
because,
right.
again, after 6, it was tied. So it would have been a no decision.
Got it.
So again, it's the same pitcher in the bullpen for Elmira as it has been the last few innings. It's Kevin Serrano. Will we see him this inning? We'll just have to wait. Here's the next pitch by Coletta. Outside, 3-0. Berube tried getting into that corner. I thought he had it, but it goes the way of Jamestown. If Bay can get on base, this could be a good start for a rally for Jamestown. Next batter again is Julian Thompson. He had an RBI single in his last at-bat. Here's a 3-0, and that hits the heart of the plate for strike one.
Finally gets the pitch he was looking for. You know, you think about the pitching and some gaffes that we saw when Jamestown was on the field, but we also saw some aggressive running that was fouled away, by the way, that bit Jamestown. A couple of double plays that maybe never should have been, but with aggressive base running, the runners couldn't get back on fly balls that were caught, and that was two double plays right there that left Jamestown stranding runners on the bag. So they've had some situations on the base running path that haven't worked in their favor.
Yep, they were trying to play the Billy ball as Bay gets walked as the pitch was outside for ball 4, and now it'll be Julian Thompson, the shortstop.
Yeah, Julian Thompson struck out in the second inning, and he got a base hit back in the 5th inning. Amazing enough, Elmira leads Jamestown 4-2. Only 3 hits for Elmira.
Indeed.
And Jamestown has had 7 hits so far tonight. They've got 2 runs.
All we know is the first game of the season, though, was a non-leaguer. Jamestown won with the game with more runs on less hits. Big lead, though, by Bay. He'll get back to first, though, safely.
Yeah, I think they were 1 hit.
Yeah, 1 hit, and they allowed 4.
And they still won 2-0.
They did. So, Coletta looking to keep this. No, he's going to try to pick off again, but Bay gets back safely. He has been successful in stopping a couple base runners, catching them red-handed, either getting too far off the bag or running when he was about to throw the pitch and caught them. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. But Bay's going to get there safely. The throw was way late, and Bay's jump was way too good.
So the Skunks have a runner in scoring position. The tying run is at the plate. 4-2 the score here. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jamestown had the lead up through the 5th inning. But in the 6th inning, Elmira bounced back, tied the game up, and then here in the 7th inning, they took the lead 4-2.
That was the 6th steal of the year by Bay as the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. And from when you said Jason with Thompson single, with that single, he also did drive in an RBI on it. And we're hearing that Pew crew, let's go Skunks, as well as some of the dugout. 0-2 count. Here comes the next pitch by Coletta. That one's high, 1-2. Should Thompson get on base, though, by any means, and then Campus comes up the bat, he can hit that ball deep. He has indeed hit one out of the park before, and the wind's pretty much dead. The flags aren't moving at all, so this could be an advantage for the Skunks. Here's the next pitch. That's going to drop. No. Oh, yes, it will drop. And Bazille telling Bay to pump the brakes at third. Single for Thompson, second hit of the game. So it looks like Bazille's deciding now to, let's hold back.
Well, you know, no outs, runners at first and third. Why risk sending somebody where it could be a play at home? So with now the 2 batters that Coletta faced here in the bottom of the 7th inning, he's finally going to take the exit. But, you know, he deserves a round of applause for staying in here. I mean, he's given up 8 hits, and sure, he's given up 2 runs, but a fine pitching effort all the same by Coletta. The starter finally being pulled here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and in comes the reliever for Elmira.
Yep, that's Kevin Serrano. He's been the one warming up the last couple of innings for Elmira. This will be his 4th appearance. He's only had 1 start, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them were earned. His walk to strikeout ratio, something to be desired for improvement. 8 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's 0-1. His ERA is a flat even 9.
Well, that's somewhat good news for the Skunks if you follow statistics and feel that that's an indication of how things could go against this pitcher. But, you know, not a lot of action so far this season, so that number can go down in a hurry depending on how he performs right here. So
it's a quick conference on the mound, though, before any warm-up pitches are being tossed.
Yeah, the umpire's coming out now and say, hey, guys, let's break up the huddle here, break up the party. You don't have to go home. Well, you do, catcher, but everyone else, you can't stay here on the mound, right?
All I know is it's not closing time, Jason. But the next 3 batters that are due up that Serrano will be facing, it's going to be Campus, McGee, and Davis. So this could be a bit of a good situation here for Serrano because Campus, he's the one that has the pop in the bat. McGee has struck out twice swinging. Jack Davis, he's been neutralized too, though he's been known to hit the ball deep as well.
Yeah, looking at Campus's average heading into here, he was 143. McGee's new, so he hasn't really had opportunity to build up his average, but he's not seen too many at-bats and chances. And then Jack Davis, 400 hitter. He is the most solid of the 3 batters up, but Campus is on the upward climb. I mean, he had a great game last night. He could really change the direction of his season tonight here with a solid base hit and driving in a run. And as you said, he has hit a home run. This is a difficult park to hit a home run out of. He's done that before last season here at Dietrich Park.
Joe Oslowski is in the bullpen for the Pioneers.
So Joe Oslowski, okay, he's the extra hitter. So there could be a chance of him pitching and hitting. That we have seen that before.
Interesting.
Well, personally, this is my opinion on it while we're waiting. I think the DH is an easy way out. I always liked watching the pitchers bat. There have always been great ones that could crush the ball off it. Madison Bumgarner, DeGrom can hit it pretty well. Wainwright when he was in his prime, Greinke.
So you're a fan of making the pitcher bat?
Yes.
But that's not something we typically see in collegiate baseball, right?
True. But sometimes, though, if there's a pitcher that is also being used, sometimes the extra hitter, there's pitchers that do like the bat, though. But this is Serrano again, about to start it up here to resume the bottom of inning number 7. Runners on the corners, nobody out. A chance for a rally here for the Skunks, and they still have a clean 9 outs still to at least tie this game.
Well, Johnny Campus, a little frustrated with some balls getting behind him when he was behind the plate. Now he has an opportunity to correct that with a hit and driving in a run with a runner at third.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's a deep center field. Going back is Odom, and it is goodbye! Goodbye, Mr. Rawlings! A 3-run moonshot for Captain Johnny Campus. He tattooed the bad boy, hits off the Schultz Auto Group sign, and just like that, one swing of the bat, 5-4 the score. Only that run, though, will be charged to Serrano. The other 2 will be charged to Coletta, but Campus taking out that anger from those bad pitches. One swing, and to the moon, Alice.
Amazing. We were just talking about how he's driven one out of the park here just before he swung that bat. All it took was one pitch. One pitch is all it took to change the complexion of this game, and now the score is 35-4. The Skunks leading.
Wow.
No, this is
issue.
Yeah, the scoreboard issue there. 5-4 is the score here. And boy, I tell you what, McGee wanted a little crack at that. That was a heavy swing as well. But Johnny Campus, I just mentioned it. You mentioned it as well. He's hit one out of the park before, and we just saw it again, the first home run here, and that was in a deeper part of the ballpark toward dead center.
Yep, it was. Oh, this one's giving a good ride to center, but it's going to have too much hang time. But from seeing that hit, though, McGee does have some good power.
Yeah, he can give the ball a ride, that's for sure. Fans are pumped up, obviously, after the Skunks taking a lead on the captain, Johnny Campus, hitting a home run, as Norm called it there. I think we got our highlight for our introduction for this season, Norm, finally.
First home run out of the park by either team, either be Jamestown or any opposing, as Jack Davis comes up to bat, the extra hitter, or the DH, excuse me, as he fouls it off for strike 1. So Davis quickly back in the box. He's a right-hander. And again, there was an issue with the board. It's not 8-4, it's 5-4, as next pitch, I believe it was called the ball, so he didn't go around the plate on the check swing, so it counts even at ones. Only one out, though. Here's the next pitch by Serrano. Chopper to third, foul. And I said this the last time we saw Serrano pitch, too. I'm kind of bummed out it's spelt with the S and not a C. And he's not wearing 13 going, Serrano wants a bat.
Little Major League reference there, right?
Oh, Max and I love using those sometimes during broadcast. Here's the next pitch. This one's to the third base side, handled by Wall. Throws it over to first in time, so nice job there by Wall to get a clean field of it and throw it to Wayman for the second out. And now we're back to the top of the order. Smarter than the average base stealer, stealing the bags, Yogi Hardigan.
Yogi Hardigan looking to make something happen. He came in with a great average, but right now he's just 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the fourth inning as well, and he's due for a hit tonight. We'll see if he can't get on base. The leadoff hitter typically finds a way to get there. He's already done it once tonight with a hit by pitch. We'll see if he can do it the old-fashioned way with a swing of the bat.
Yeah, Hardigan, though, he did get hit by a pitch in at bat and scored a run as the next pitch by Serrano plunks off the dirt for a ball. Hardigan back into the batter's box. Southpaw hitter for Skunk Nation. Here's the 1-0. That one goes over to third. Fielded, though. A high step throw. Not in time, and it was way off. Even so, that will be ruled a base hit. It'll be the first hit of the game for Hardigan. And now it's going to be Nate Johnson, the second baseman, up the bat.
Yeah, not an easy angle to make that throw at. You know, maybe a handful of professional players can even make that turn, kind of like a Brooks Robinson-esque kind of a play. So not easy to do, and we saw it there. Yogi gets a hit, as we said he was due for. Now he's on first. We might see some two-out lightning here. The Skunks are in the lead, 5-4, trying to add to it in the bottom of the seventh inning.
Serrano, kind of like Benzinger, he's got that Craig Kimbrell-esque pre-pitch stance. But here comes his next pitch on the way. Fouled off, strike one, and Hardigan, he's got a good lead off first base, but the good thing is Serrano is a right-handed pitcher, so he's not going to be looking directly at Hardigan.
Serrano has a really quick release, too, when he
he does.
Not even much of a windup here. Crouching low.
Now he gets the sign he wants from Berube. Here comes the 0-1. That's outside, 1-1.
Yogi Hardigan on first. 2 outs. 5-4 the score after a 3-run home run by the team captain, Johnny Campus, puts the Skunks back in the lead.
It's a 1-1 count. Hardigan thought about taking off as the pitch hits the heart of the plate for strike one. I'm surprised he didn't start running. There is 2 outs, so it's worth that shot. Count, though, 1 and 2, 2 outs. He's taking a long look at the sign he wants, and he shook off 1 or 2. Now he gets the 1. Here's the pitch. Hardigan's going. It's going to go down the first base line. Foul.
Some more action in the Skunk bullpen, too. We'll let
Looks like
Jess.
it's Krause. Sorry. I may have been wrong, though. Didn't mean to steal any thunder there inadvertently, but it's a 1-2 count with Hardigan at first base. Serrano taking a look at Hardigan. He's checking on him at first. Here's the next pitch. That's outside. Count goes even at 2. Berube was tempted to get it over to Wayman for a possible tag out, but Hardigan got back safely in plenty of time. We got that triple deuces on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Serrano gets the sign he wants. Hardigan's going again. This is going to go over to third and almost popped off the glove of the third baseman, Johnny Wall. Hat popped off as he threw it over to Wayman. But however, the damage is done in the bottom of the 7th. Campus with that 3-run moonshot, and the Skunks are back ahead 5-4.
Yep, 5-4. We'll head to inning number 8 in a moment right here on WRFA. Was that Krause that was out there too?
It was.
But they're sticking with Benzinger right now. And we're about to start the top of the 8th inning of Skunks baseball here on WRFA. And for any listeners or viewers that are just tuning in, you missed out on a pretty exciting 7th inning. Johnny Campus, who's been dealing with some bad pitches and pass balls throughout the game, smacks a 3-run homer on the first pitch he sees in his last at-bat, giving Jamestown the 5-4 lead. But right now, Benzinger's getting another inning of work, probably to set it up for Krause to get a save in the 9th.
Yeah, Krause is the closer for the Skunks. I think he already has 4 saves on the season. Definitely knows how to get the job done when in the situation, at least as far as we've seen. I don't think he's had any blown saves yet this season.
Not that I know of, not here at least.
And we might be seeing him in the 9th. But first things first, we've got the 8th inning here, and we've got ourselves a top of the lineup basically for Elmira. Cooper Smith stepping up to the plate to start things off.
Yeah, and speaking of that, he is 0 for 2. He did get an RBI, though, in his last at-bat, albeit it was by a 6-3 ground-out as the next pitch by Benzinger hit the outside corner for strike 1. Only a 1-run deficit, though. Elmira did come back from the 2-run, scoring 4 unanswered prior to Campus's home run. Here's the next pitch by Benzinger. That's check swung, but fouled back for strike 2. Thankfully, we didn't hear any broken windshield or car alarm. But Smith getting back into the box. Benzinger shaking off a sign from Campus. Now he gets the one he wants. 0-2 pitch on the way for Benzinger. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts by Benzinger, and now it's going to be Frank Wayman, the first baseman.
Yeah, nice start for Benzinger here in the top of the 8th inning. Frank Wayman, by the way, is 1 for 2. He got a base hit in the first inning, struck out in the 4th. He also was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning and scored a run in the 6th inning as well. I believe that was the first run that the team scored, second run the team scored to tie it up.
Here's the next pitch by Benzinger, hard to the plate, strike 1, a humdinger.
It's been a back-and-forth game here. If you're just joining us, the Skunks were in the lead through the 5th inning, 2-0, and then it was tied up 2-2. By Elmira, and then Elmira took the lead 4-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th inning, though, just this past inning, things turned around. Johnny Campus, a 3-run home run to give Jamestown the lead yet again, and it is now 5-4 here in the top of the 8th.
I think you and I both felt like Tony Romo on that one, but prior, his next pitch is low for a 2-1 count.
Just a coincidence, Norm. Nothing more than a coincidence that we happen to mention that he could hit a home run, and sure enough, he does. Some say there's no such thing as coincidences, but that's what I'm saying it was.
I believe in that and irony. But right now, it's a 2-1 count, 1 out. Here's Benzinger's next pitch. That one skips in the dirt, 3-1. So Wayman, 1 ball away from getting on base the 3rd time in 3 different ways. So Benzinger back on the belt. It's a 3-1 count, looking to at least get this back to a full. And here comes the next pitch by Benzinger. It's a 3-1. Hits on ball 4. Even so, it's a hit by pitch rather than a walk. So it's going to be Bobby Marsh. The 2nd straight at bat, Wayman's been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, he's going to be sore tomorrow, but he seems to have little effect. Still, well, I don't know. He's turning around and looks like he's kind of shooting a look at the pitcher, so I don't think he's too pleased about it. All the same, he's on first with just 1 out, and he is the tying run now for Elmira. And we're still in the middle of the lineup, right?
Yeah, it's Bobby Marsh.
The cleanup hitter's at the plate, so he can do some damage as well. Bobby Marsh struck out in the 1st inning, got a base hit in the 4th, and walked in the 6th inning.
Yeah, in that walk in the 6th, he stole 2nd where it was that bad throw that led the tying run, which was a Mandler to get home. Next pitch, outside 1-0. So Wayman didn't have a huge lead off of first base. And Max and I were talking about this during a couple other broadcasts. First baseman not really known to take off super often along the base paths. Benzinger gets the pitch he wants from Campus, but first another pickoff attempt, and he's got a quick one. We've also saw a fast one from Serrano, too.
Yeah, he's got a very quick move over to first.
So back in the box is Marsh. Benzinger gets the sign he wants from Campus. 1-1 count, only one out for Elmira. Here comes the next pitch by Benzinger, and that's going to droop into right field for a base hit. Runners will go station to station, and now it's going to be Johnny Wall, the third baseman.
Yeah, Johnny Wall grounded out in the first inning, grounded out in the fourth inning, and incidentally, grounded out in the sixth inning.
Yep. But the good news is, though, for Jamestown, there is a double play possibility. And also from first to third, it's a force at any base.
0 for 3, he's due for a hit. Johnny Wall is the third baseman.
Yep, Johnny Wall, the third baseman. No, not confused with John Wall, the point guard.
I don't think we've seen a double play by the Skunks yet tonight, have we?
No, we haven't. We've seen a couple unconventional ones by Elmira, but that was due to some backfired billy ball. Next pitch is fouled off, going into the bleachers, and one of the fans almost caught it, but it deflected into a different direction. Strike one.
He tried. He had his moment to shine, make his wife proud, and now she's just shaking her head at him. He's been admonished. Maybe next time. It happens.
Looks like he may be eating by himself tonight. But we don't know, obviously. It's an 0-1 count, only one out. Runners on first and second. Next pitch by Benzinger. Hits the dirt by Campus, able to block it. Count goes 2-1. So back in the box is Johnny Wall. Benzinger about to get back onto the belt. It's a 2-1 count. Again, if you're looking at the board, watching it from anywhere you are, it's incorrect. It's 2-1. Taking a check at seconds, Benzinger. Here's the next pitch. That hits the heart of the plate. Count goes 2-2.
Yeah, nice pitch right down the middle here.
So counts even. Only one out. A base hit can tie this game up.
1-2.
Oh.
The umpire just
acknowledged
1-2.
So it's a 1-2.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a scoreboard snafu
that may
or
have
not
been a
either,
scoreboard snafu.
But the umpire did say 1 and 2.
Well, here comes the next pitch, and it's foul. And I think if you are Wall, it's a good thing it was, because Baker just fielded it, touched third, and threw it over to O'Shaughnessy. So still a 1-2 count, only one out. Again, a base hit could tie this game up again. If that's the case, we'd have a double nickel regarding runs. Benzinger just waiting for that right sign. He's taking a little bit of time, and it's almost like a mix of a Mexican standoff and a 1,000-yard stare. It's a 1-2 count, taking a check at second again. Here comes Benzinger's 1-2. That's in the dirt. Now the count is 2-2. So we are even in the count. Only one out still. I'm wondering, though, should there be a possible walk? This could be it may be a possibility of Krause maybe coming in for a 5-out save.
Well, we'll see what happens here with this batter before we start thinking about Krause.
Oh, caught looking, strike 3.
Like I said, let's see what the pitcher can do. Benzinger seems to have things under control. I know he does have a runner on first and second. The tying run on second, the go-ahead run on first. But now we have 2 outs, and he can really help the team out here if he can get this final out.
Yeah, it's Joe Musio, the DH, that is up for Elmira.
Musio's 0 for 2. He also walked back in the 5th inning.
He steps into the batter's box, and it is it is Wayman on second, Marsh on first. Benzinger gets the sign he wants from Campus, takes a check at second. Here comes the next pitch. Hard to the plate, strike 1.
Yeah, nice pitch.
So Benzinger getting back on the belt. Musio back in the box. 0-1 count, 2 outs. There is one runner in scoring position. There's also a runner on first. So right now, a small village on the base paths. Here's the next pitch on the way by Benzinger. No, time called by the umpire.
No, you know, the umpire calling a time like that in the middle of a windup is never a fun thing to see, and the fans are voicing their displeasure of that as well. But
yeah,
sometimes you don't know the reason why he did it. I don't know why he called it there. Maybe it was just taking too long. Maybe he was getting a cramp. Who knows?
Well, it's still an 0-1 count. Here's the next pitch, and that one called inside and low, 1-1.
Yeah, that looked pretty close to a strike from up here.
But close doesn't count. Either you get the strike or it's a ball, and it was a ball, 1-1.
Horseshoes and hand grenades, right? The only time close counts. And lawn jarts.
So Benzinger, again, looking for that right one from campus. He has been taking his time on what sign he wants, but now he's got it. Again, runners on first and second, 1-1 count. Here's the next pitch. Runners are going, double steal is on, and both runners are safe. And the fans voicing their displeasure. I thought maybe for a moment that the base was overslid by Wayman, but he's called safe. Elmira executes a double steal, and now they're doing some stuff that the Skunks are usually doing. And Bazil's coming out, and I don't know if he's too happy about it. He's talking to the bases umpire right now. And it's been very rare that we've ever seen an ejection here at Dietrich. Last season, there was only 2, and I believe one of Bazil's assistants was one of them. The other one was Chase Carlson.
Right.
Not too sure what he's asking about, but
yeah, you can't really know what the conversation is down there. Bazil's not on the field, not getting in front of the umpire, but he is making a case. And the fans, obviously, here in Jamestown are siding with Coach Bazil. They thought he was out.
From my view, it did look like that Wayman overslid the bag and then Bay applied the tag, because if you overslide it, you're not on your tag, you're out.
I think as long as a part of your body is touching, though, Norm, and as long as his elbow or his side or his hip, if any part of his body was on that bag, he was safe.
It may have been on the
back
back
I think
corner.
he arrived on the bag before the ball arrived.
Unless he had it on the back end of the bag. And also, there was some dirt that was kicking up a bit, too. But here's the 1-2. Oh, skipped to by Lou again. Campus flips it to Benzinger, and he lost the ball. And now the other runner's heading home. And just like that, another Tarp Skunk error. A huge mistake again. Not only do they forfeit their lead, they also give it back up.
Unbelievable. I've never have I seen that type of situation unfold before, and it's not the first time we've seen. It's just some terrible handling of the ball while it's in play.
Unbelievable.
I'm at a loss for words, Norm.
I am too. I might as well just say the one thing from the Princess Bride. Inconceivable.
Yeah. Sloppy.
And it looks like there may be a pitching change here, because Bazil's coming out, Campus is coming out. Again, it was Krause that was warming up. If he were to come in and Jamestown were to pull this one out, Krause would be credited with the W, should that be the case.
So Elmira now has the lead, 6-5, with both runners coming in. That was that double steal moments ago where the runner who was on third, that would have been Frank Wayman. He went from second, stole third. The fans thought he was out. Coach Bazil thought he was out. The officials called him safe. Meanwhile, Bobby Marsh took second from first. So you had runners at second and third. And then on a passed ball, Wayman was able to steal home. And then Marsh came around to third. And because there was a mishandling of the throw between Campus and the pitcher Benzinger, the Marsh then took it full advantage and advanced across home. And that's how they got their 2 runs. Again, just some poor handling of the baseball while it was in play after a passed pitch. Excusable to have 1 run score. Inexcusable to have both those runs score.
Yes.
But that happens sometimes, and here we are, 6-5. Another lead change in this game. I think that's the 4th time we've seen a lead change tonight.
And from Elmira, from the 6th inning to the 8th, we've got the triple deuces on runs, 2 in each as the count goes full. And should Musio get walked, because there is 2 outs, the next batter would be Lucas Phelps.
So a full count here, 3-2. Nobody on the base paths.
And here's the next pitch by Benzinger, 3-2. And that's going to go, bounces right in the breadbasket of Johnson. He does get the throw over to O'Shaughnessy, but again, damage done. Another inning where the Skunks make a couple costly mistakes, and they lose the lead.
Yes, they do. We'll stay with you for this one here, and we'll thank our sponsors, who are people I think our listeners are familiar with. That's because it's them. That's right. WRFA's coverage of Jamestown Tarp Skunk baseball is brought to you in part by listeners like you, as well as businesses out there. WRFA is a non-commercial, non-profit community radio station that relies on contributions and donations from the listening community to keep our programs on the air. If you appreciate and enjoy this broadcast or any other program you've heard on WRFA, consider making a donation of any amount by clicking the donate button at our website, WRFALP.com. It's fast and easy. Checks of any amount can also be made out to WRFA Radio and mailed to the radio station at 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701. Local businesses are also encouraged to sponsor programming on WRFA. To learn more about becoming an underwriter for broadcasts of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks or any program you hear on our radio station, call 716-664-2465, extension 209, or email WRFA@regilana.com. With that being said, we're back to the action here, and who do we have on the mound? I guess first of all for Elmira, same pitcher as who was out there.
No, it's not. It's going to be the extra hitter throughout the game, Joe Osofsky. From looking at the stat line here, he's only appeared in one game, 3 innings pitched, but he did get 5 strikeouts and the W. And the other pitcher that's in the bullpen right now, that's Nick Ficcaro, and he's that sidearm pitcher that we saw the last time these two teams played each other here at Dietrich.
So Jamestown has 6 outs to come back 1 run down. Sounds pretty easy. We'll see if they can do it. 6-5 the score here after a series of gaffes, and we've got triple deuces up there on the scoreboard for Elmira, Norm, in the 6th inning, the 7th inning, and the 8th inning now, getting 2 runs each. That gives them 6 runs. Jamestown had the early lead, 1-0 in the 4th inning, then had another lead, added another run in the 5th inning, making it 2-0. And then Elmira bounced back in the 6th inning, scoring those 2 runs I just mentioned, making it 2-2. They added 2 more to make it 4-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, Jamestown was able to get a home run by Johnny Campus, a 3-run home run, and they retook the lead, making it 5-4. And now, just moments ago, you heard what happened. Poor exchange of the baseball after a pass ball from the pitcher, and 2 runners scored, 1 from third and then 1 all the way around from second, and that gave Elmira their other 2 runs. And now it's 6-5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. You just can't predict what's going to happen in a baseball game.
Oh, no, you can't. And should this end up being a loss for Jamestown, I wonder how the coach Jordan Bazile is going to rally the troops, because there has just been a comedy of errors throughout the entire game, and one of the events was to tie the game, and then the other 2 were when they gave up their leads twice, respectively. So I think there may be some push-ups, maybe a couple of wind sprints to start it off, and then after that, it's back to work.
Yeah, it all depends. It depends on how Coach Bazile is. He's more of a carrot than a stick kind of a coach, and he might give them just a good positive pep talk and say, hey, these things happen. Let's make sure we never happen again. But you might know more than I do about that, Norm. I'm not really sure I've hung out here early enough to watch them practice, or stuck around late enough to see what happens after a loss, which rarely happens here at Dietrich Park.
Oh, yeah. It is rare. Even so, they did have a loss on Tuesday against Niagara on Kids Day, but the batters due up in the bottom of the 8th inning are Durrell, O'Shaughnessy, and Lane. So if you want to have a good way to start off the bottom of the 8th down by a run, or with it being...
You're in the meat of the lineup, basically, yeah.
Yeah, you're in the bulk part of the lineup.
The 3rd, 4th, and 5th batter in your lineup are up to the plate here. So if something good can happen, the odds are pretty good it can happen here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Your team down by 1 run, and it can begin with the speedster Will Durrell, the right fielder.
Yep.
Who is 2 for 2 on the night and also walked back in the 6th inning.
Yep, and should Jamestown not hold on, this will be their 3rd loss at home already. Very uncharacteristic to have that many in a season at home at all, as the next pitch, first one by The new pitcher, Olsovsky, is inside for ball one. So Durrell, he does have 2 singles and he's walked. He's also got a stolen base, but he's been left on base a couple of times. His next pitch is inside for a 2-0 count. So Durrell takes a couple of quick practice cuts and steps back in the box. Olsovsky getting the right sign from Berube, comes set at the rubber. Here comes the 2-0 on the way. Inside again, 3-0, and that time it was also a little bit low.
Yeah, it's statue time right now. Just stand there and see what the pitcher decides to deliver.
We have seen a walk on 4 pitches today earlier in the game. Could it be a chance that it might be right here? We'll just have to see on this pitch. Hard to the plate, strike 1.
Yeah, he found it right down the middle there.
Now it's the green light.
Yeah, if you see something you like, let's swing at it. Hitters count here 3-1, no outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. Jamestown down by 1 run if you're just joining us.
Here's the next pitch, and that's going to get caught by the second baseman. What a dive there by Max Mandler, able to shift over, make the catch, and that's allowed out number 1.
Yeah, nice job by Mandler to get over there in time to dive for the catch. I thought it might have been a base hit. Instead, it's an out, and now Jamestown sees their next batter stepping up. Patrick O'Shaughnessy, kind of quiet tonight. He did get a base hit in the 4th inning and an RBI. Also struck out in the 1st inning, walked in the 6th inning.
So here's Olsovsky's next pitch coming. Score 6-5 in favor of the Pioneers. Next pitch, inside corner, strike 1. So O'Shaughnessy wasting no time. He takes a quick cut and steps back in the box. And here's Olsovsky's 0-1. That one is in the shallow center.
It may drop.
Bermuda triangle, and it got caught. I
think that was the second baseman again.
Yeah,
there is a collision out there, but I think everybody is going to be all right. They all get help to their feet, slapping each other on the back. Good job, and fine job by the second baseman showing his range out there, going all the way to shallow center to make that catch. That's the second play in a row that Max Mandler has done a phenomenal job out there on the defensive side of things. Put him on ESPN top 10.
For Sports Center, but Skunks are in a bit of trouble here. They're down to their last 4 outs. They're down by 1 run, 6-5. Here's Olsovsky's next pitch. It's Lane that's the batter, outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Lane is 1 for 3 on the night. Lined out in the 2nd inning, got a base hit in the 4th inning, and then in the 6th inning he had a fly out.
So it's a 1-0 count, 2 outs, and 2 very quick outs. One of them a loud line out to Mandler. The other one was a shallow outfield grab by Mandler for out number 2 by way of O'Shaughnessy's bat. Here's the 1-0. Outside corner, count goes even, 1-1. So back on the belt quickly is Olsovsky, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. It'll be the first one we've had by either team since, looks like here as the next pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, maybe the 4th inning.
I was thinking the 4th. From what I got here, it might
Top
know
of
it's
the
the
4th.
3rd.
Okay, that was the bottom of the 3rd.
So it's been some eventful innings, but on the offensive side for Elmira, on the defense of Jamestown, Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, that's pretty much what it has been. Or you could throw some Three Stooges in for that screwball stuff, as it's a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Lane looking to extend the inning, get on base, and should he do that, Cody Bay is the next man up. 1-2 pitch. Caught looking, strike 3, and that's the end of 8 here at Dietrich. We'll have the top of the 9th with Jamestown down by a run.
Yeah, the top of the 9th coming up in a moment right here on WRFA.
about to start the top of the ninth inning here of Skunks baseball right here on WRFA. Jamestown only down by 1 run, 6-5, as they have a chance to put this one on ice for their last ups. But for Elmira, opposite-wise, they have a chance to get a couple of insurance runs to strengthen their chances of getting a W.
Well, you look at the scoreboard, Norm. They've gotten 2 runs apiece in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. Why not try for the 9th inning as well? Some runs come easier than others, and we saw last inning the runs came very easily for Elmira, thanks to a gaff or two, by the way, of the Tarp Skunks on the field. It happens. It happens sometimes in collegiate baseball. You get a little sloppy sometimes, and it serves as a useful reminder that anything can and will happen in the game.
Yep.
So with that being said, we are ready for the first batter coming up here, and it will be Lucas Phelps, number 21, stepping up to the plate for Elmira. He's the 7th batter in the lineup.
And he's a shortstop. He got walked and scored one of those 2 runs off that errant toss, which hit off the tip of Campus's glove. First pitch, though, this inning hit the outside corner for strike 1. And the next batter up will indeed be Osofsky. He is also pitching now for the Pioneers. But here comes the next pitch by Benzinger. He's ahead in the count. That one's high. Count goes even at 1s. So a quick step out of the box and back in for Phelps. Looking for his first hit of the game. Counts even as Benzinger gets set to throw his next pitch. That one's high and outside, 2-1. So again, the 3 batters up will be Phelps, Osofsky, and then Barubi, the catcher. Count 2-1, hitters count. Nobody out as we've just started the top of the 9th inning. Here comes the next pitch. This one, a good pop of the bat, but it's a shallow center. Spearbury in a triangle, but this time it falls to the ground. But Johnson able to recover quickly. It is a base hit, the 5th one of the game for Elmira, and just like that, they got a runner on the start, nobody out, and now it'll be Osofsky, the extra hitter / pitcher.
Yeah, dropped out there in no man's land between Yogi Harrington along with Will Durrell and Nate Johnson, and nobody could get to it in time. It just kind of dropped out there in the middle of nowhere, and a base hit to start the top of the 9th inning for Elmira Pioneers, and the Pioneers are already up by a run, and now Coach Bazil is coming out on the mound, and I think we're going to see a pitching change.
Yes, we are.
Chances are we're going to they're not going to put Krause in there, right? He's the closer. And
he was the one that was warming up prior for Jamestown, and Elmira did have somebody warming up in the last inning. It was Nick Ficcaro, from what Jess and I were talking about.
They have someone new in there now.
Oh, they got someone new in there now. Okay. Maybe their respective closer.
I believe number 39, Ethan Buckley.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But looks like this may be just possibly a conference on the mound. They're taking a long time. There's no pitcher coming out. Yeah, from what I saw of it, it did look like it was 39 from my view, too, for Elmira.
I believe it is.
But Benzinger's going to stay on the mound. It took a bit of time. I was expecting a pitcher to come out with the amount of time it took for that conference. But it's going to remain Benzinger. It's Osofsky, the extra hitter pitcher, up to bat. He's 0 for 3. As he'll step into the box. He's a right-hander.
Yeah, he struck out looking in the 7th inning, and then also had a fielder's choice ground out and a looks like a pop fly back in the 2nd inning.
Well, here comes a pickoff attempt, but back in safely is Phelps. So nobody out, 6-5 in favor of Elmira. They're 1 hit away from matching their run total. Here's the next pitch by Benzinger, and that's going to go foul into the Skunks bullpen.
Yeah, he gave that one a ride. Wasn't straight enough to be a hit, but it shows that he can give it some power if he makes the connection. So it makes an 0-1 count. No outs here. Runner at first for Elmira, and they've got the lead 6-5 here in the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, it's an 0-1 count. Another pickoff attempt, but back in safely is Phelps. I'm sure Elmira's looking to try to temporarily eliminate the possibility of a double play.
You heard somebody in the audience tell the umpire he owes us one.
Oh, runner's going to go as the ball hit the dirt. Here's the throw to Johnson, and it went under his glove. So to second is Phelps. He's in scoring position now. Nobody out, and with a base hit, that could be a big insurance run for the Pioneers.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. That's what they're trying to do right now, is they know that it's a very precarious lead that they have with just one run, 6-5 here in the top of the ninth inning. They want to have increased their odds of winning the game, and the best way to do that is to get a few more batters across the plate.
Well, here's the 1-1 pitch, and clearly went around. I don't even think the home plate umpire needed a second opinion. From my view, he clearly went around for a strike.
That makes it 1-2 for the count.
So Campus and Benzinger are having a quick discussion. But all the pitchers we've seen for Jamestown, it's been a case of the bouncing past balls, the wild pitches. And from what I see, none of these guys are really knuckleballers, so this should be more of a rarity for it being wild pitches.
I remember Jason saying at the beginning of the game how calm and put together the pitchers were, and now it's kind of gone wild for Jamestown.
Complete 180.
It's disintegrated. 1-2 pitch. That goes foul over the top of the bleachers on the right-hand side. 1-2, still the count. And Benzinger will step back out of the rubber. Again, for Olsovsky, he can get a base hit. This could be a 7-5 ball game. They've got 2 runs in each of the last 3 innings prior to the start of the ninth. And just roughly 10 minutes ago, we've hit 3 hours of game action. Next pitch on the way in the dirt, but good job by Campus of blocking it. Count goes even at 2s.
Yeah, the game was flying by in the first 4 or 5 frames, but this 6th, 7th, and 8th inning just is dragged on and not to the benefit of the Tarp Skunks.
But the count's even 2-2. Here's the pickoff. Johnson called for the ball, but back safely is Phelps. Almost for the Skunks, he has been what they would probably call a cancer on the base paths. Not afraid to take off from one base to another. Getting the signs, Benzinger, and Phelps trying to play a little mind games. Here's the pitch. That one's high, 3-2. So he's in trouble of having runners on first and second and nobody out.
Well, very important pitch here, but then again, just about every pitch we're going to see from now until the end of the ball game is going to be an important one for the Skunks as well as the Pioneers.
It is. Full count, pitch on the way for Benzinger. Gets his sign from Campus, 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Campus didn't quite cleanly hold the ball, but he does get the throw to O'Shaughnessy, so an important out number 1, and now it's going to be Berube, the catcher.
Yeah, 1 away here. Runner still in scoring position, and Berube stepping up here. He is 0 for 2, along with a walk and scoring a run back in the 7th inning.
And he's in the batter's box, and during that inning, he did also have a stolen base. So both catchers for each team respectively with 1. As Benzinger looking for that right one from Campus. Now he's got the pitch he wants. Runner on second, 1 out. Here's the next pitch. Outside corner, strike 1.
Good start in this series, getting out ahead of the count for this against this batter.
And from what I see here, stat-wise, that was the last strikeout for Benzinger. That was his 4th of the game. That's a lot in one showing for a relief pitcher. 0-1 pitch, though, on the way. Runner's heading for third, and Campus's throw is going to be late. Safe on the play on the steal is Phelps, and now with only a sac fly, this is a 2-run ball game. As Berube's going to get back into the batter's box.
Pressure on Benzinger now then to try to get the strikeout here. Infielders coming in. Everybody's in tight to try to stop the run at the plate if possible.
Yeah, they're all near the grass. Here's the next pitch. Hard of the plate, strike 2. It's a 1-2 count, 1 out. And with the infield coming in, if Berube's known for contact hitting, just pop a floater into any part of the outfield, and there will be a lot of coverage being done by both sides, being the infield and outfield. If he can get it into any of those targets, he should be golden. Here's the pitch. That's high, 2-2.
Yeah, high and inside, 2-2 count here. Benzinger trying to get the Elmira batter out here with a runner at third, just 90 feet away from adding to their one-run lead. Trying to get that insurance run across the plate, the Pioneers, and of course the Skunks trying to prevent it. Here's the deal.
On the way, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Benzinger, a big out number 2.
Yeah, huge. I wouldn't even call it big. I'd say it was huge, Norm.
Huge job.
Because it needed to happen. Like I said, with a runner at third like that, you just had to get the batter out with a strikeout.
So Mandler, who has been part of some of the madness in the last couple of innings, he walked and scored a run. He also had an RBI single in his last 2 at-bats. With a base hit here, this could be a 2-run ball game. Benzinger's next pitch.
I was going to say he also does some good damage on defense there, too, with his glove. Made a couple of nice plays with his glove last inning. Max Mandler.
That's an alliteration lesson for any English majors.
I said if he was a wrestler, he could be Max Mandler the Manhandler.
Or Marvelous Max Mandler after the possible inspiration of Marvelous Marvin Hagler. As Mandler will step back into the box. Again, Phelps 90 feet away from home plate. Runner in scoring position. Only one is on third. 1-0 count, 2 outs. Next pitch is low, 2-0. Benzinger from his look, wishing he would have had that pitch back. So 2-0 count, 2 outs. Once again, Phelps at third as Benzinger trying to get that right sign that he wants from campus. Now he's got it. And here's the 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0.
Yeah, that was close to being a strike, but the umpire wouldn't give it to him. So 3-0 count here. Benzinger has to deliver it down the middle.
And should Mandler get walked,
we're back to the top of the order.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, with Zach Odom.
But a good thing for
and they intentionally walked him, yeah.
Yep. Probably for the force out at second.
Yeah, I mean.
It's a 3-0 count. There's no point. So, Tab Mandler with an intentional walk, and now it's going to be the top of the order. It's going to be Zach Odom, and he is a donut hole for 4.
Yeah, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Jamestown would love to see a third strikeout against them. Johnny Campus is communicating with Benzinger, telling him what he would like to see. Benzinger, the third pitcher tonight for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Or is it the fourth pitcher? Yeah, Shed, Shields, Fenton, and now Benzinger. My apologies.
Runner's going. Here's the pitch. And he was a little lackadaisical, but he lost the ball. And he gets back in safely. And it's just spreading like a disease.
Yeah, they had a golden opportunity
of errors.
With Mandler there running to second and holding up. They could have easily got him in a rundown, but instead it was a mishandling of the ball. And again, that's just
sloppy.
It's very sloppy, and it's been the story for the second half of tonight's ball game anyway.
Yeah.
Things are going smoothly in the first half of the ball game, but we've seen so many miscues and mishandling of the ball.
Mandler looked like Chick Gandil running to third base lackadaisically on 8 men out, but this time he gets there safely, and again, inconceivable. 0-1 count, 2 outs, runners in scoring position. This one's fouled off for strike 2, so the good news is 1 strike away from out number 3, but the good news also for Elmira is a base hit. That could possibly be 2 more runs on the board.
Yeah, this is a high-pressure situation here. But 0-2 is the count, the scoreboard. There it is. Now it's 0-2. And 1 more strike could end this before it becomes disastrous for the Tarp Skunks.
Here's the 0-2. Caught looking. Strike 3, a delayed strike call, but Skunks fans showing the sigh of relief. And Jamestown fans here and far, are you ready? We'll have the skunk knife. But first, we got some ads.
Well, I wouldn't really call them ads, Norm. They're more of underwriting statements.
Okay, underwriting statements.
All the same, support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by Reginald A. Center for the Arts. Reginald A. Center for the Arts, located in the heart of downtown Jamestown at 116 East 3rd Street, is the broadcast license holder of WRFA. More than just a theater, the Reg offers comprehensive programming that inspires, educates, and empowers the community. Reg Lene also offers rentals of its facilities to the public, providing space for small groups or hundreds of attendees. Rental arrangements can be made for parties, receptions, meetings, retreats, live concerts, and performances. The popular Movies at the Reg series is also available twice a week, offering a safe and comfortable environment for patrons to watch a wide variety of films, with food and beverages also available. For more information, visit reglene.com or call 664-2465. Norm?
Jason, as always, thank you very much. As Osofsky is going to get another inning of work here, so no closer needed. He would be eligible for the win should he get through this. And I'm just going to say to the Skunks players, I just want to wish you all good luck. We're all counting on you.
They're pumping the music. They got the Rocky song going.
Yep, they've got The Eye of the Tiger by Survivor.
If ever a song you want to hear in the bottom of the ninth when you're down by 1 run at home, it's The Eye of the Tiger.
But right now, it's going to be Bay, Thompson, and Campus. And again, one of the guys in that lineup, he had a home run back in the 7th inning, but he'll be up third after Thompson and Bay.
Well, they've all gotten hits. Cody Bay has gotten a double. Thompson has gotten 2 singles. And Campus, as we noted, got a home run. So, I mean, the odds are pretty good that Jamestown can at least get on base here and get the tying run on base and see what happens. But this could be a very exciting finish to tonight's ball game. Jamestown currently down 6-5. Here's the deal.
And outside corner called strike 1. Another thing that doesn't help is when there's pitches that are close enough in the zone, but you're too timid to wave the bat at the ball. But it's an 0-1 count, nobody out. Here comes the next pitch by Osofsky. That one hits the dirt, 1-1.
Cody Bay here, taking his time, looking for something that he likes, the third baseman.
So we're almost, this is one of the latest innings of a game we've had so far. We're nearing 10 o'clock. It's 10-10. This one's hit the left field. This has a chance to go. No, it's going to be caught.
All the way to the warning track, yeah.
The trajectory's deceiving, but Marsh was able to get there. A loud out number 1, but it's going to be Julian Thompson, who's got 2 singles.
Norm, you're getting anxious here. I know you're thinking the same thing I am, but that ball just couldn't carry far enough. Almost to the warning track before it was caught, and that is 1 away, and Jamestown now down to 2 outs to tie this one up. Again, they're down by 1 run, 6-5, and already 2 hits on the night is Thompson, and he's hoping to get a third right here, or at least get on base. A walk is as good as a hit at this point.
Here's the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1. Sometimes over being up in the box, the trajectory can be a bit deceiving. Thompson looking to get on base by any means necessary. It's him, then Campus next. Here's the next pitch by Osofsky. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He wanted to go for that tying home run.
Yeah, it's twice in a row now he was out in front of the pitch. And I'm not sure if it's a changeup or what that we're seeing from the pitcher, but it's got Thompson fooled. We'll see what he brings this time. 3 in a row, maybe?
I think maybe he was expecting some of the smoke. But here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck out on 3 pitches. Second time Thompson has struck out tonight, and the last gasp, but you wouldn't want it any other way. This guy had that 3-run homer to give the Tarp Skunks back the lead at the time in the bottom of the 7th. Johnny Campus, does he have enough gas left for a possible second homer or just to get on base? I'm sure Campus will take either one of them.
Yeah, you can't psych yourself up too much to get a home run here. Get on base. Focus on getting that. If you get an extra base hit, great. If you get a home run, even better. But
a good shot to center, but it's going to hang. And it's going to be caught by Odom. And uncharacteristically, for the 3rd time this year, Jamestown will be saddled with the loss here at home, 6-5.
Yeah, their record is now going to drop down to 8-5 on the season, and Elmira will now bump up to 5-7 on the season. But an entertaining ball game at times, disappointing at other times. Norm, I know you were incredulous a few times with some of the things we saw. Comedy of error, you mentioned a few times. Obviously, not the best, sharpest fielding we've seen from the Tarp
No.
Skunks this season, and you use that as a learning lesson. You build from it, and you tell yourself, let's not let it happen again. You got to have games like this to remind yourself that anything can happen in baseball, and that's exactly what they're going to be using this game for, is a learning lesson. And I'm sure they'll be doing some drills in practice to try to sharpen their handling skills, because that was really the story. Only 5 hits given up by Elmira, but they got 6 runs. A lot of it was because of some shoddy fielding and some nifty base running on their part. What are you going to do?
Well, personally, the number one thing you have to have after a number of incidents like that, where the ball was either thrown bad or if it deflected off your glove, you got to have a short memory, because if you don't, it's going to get to you mentally, and you're going to keep committing errors to a point where you may end up getting benched.
Well, we had a lot of excitement tonight, if nothing else. We saw our first home run of the season.
Yeah, we did. Johnny Campus, Captain Johnny.
And it was a back-and-forth game. Obviously, Jamestown had the lead, and then the Elmira Pioneers got it, and then Jamestown took it back, and then Elmira took it back, so it was a back-and-forth, almost like a slugfest, so to speak. But in the end, it was Elmira winning 6-5, and we'll be back here on the air on Tuesday night. Norm will be on the air along with Colin Wood. I have an engagement to participate in. I'm sure if you heard about it yet or not. The Great American Picnic should be a lot of fun. Jess Beeler, thank you so much for your help tonight, our intern for this year, along with Max Pinchator, who will be back, I think, later on in the week on
Well, for anybody that caught the game last night, he and I were mainly on air together. But if he didn't get a chance to see it, it is on SoundCloud, and it's also on the website, too.
Yes, indeed. I don't think I have much else to add other than Tuesday night, the Skunks are back on the air. Norm, I'll let you wrap it up.
All right, with that, that's going to do it for tonight's coverage of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRFA. One more time, the final score. Your Jamestown Tarp Skunks lose to Elmira 6-5. Thank you to our studio engineers, Gavin Patterny and Anthony Merchant, and also to our WRFA intern team, Jessica Beeler and Max Pinchator. For my broadcast partner, Jason Sample, I'm Norm Rodriguez saying thank you for listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA. We'll see you on Tuesday.
A little chilly.